Dave. This is Joe.
I listened to that podcast and I was like, I am with him.
That sounds really cool. And then Chris Humphrey's hard fouls and Kevin Garnett pushes him straight to the third row. Let's go. My name is Dave. This is Joe. Let's go.
This is the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the B.S.N Show.
Joe, you got anything you want to say before you go?
No, we have talked a lot.
We have nothing left in the tank.
Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the B.S. Nerd Show. This is episode 56. And my name is Dave, and I'm, of course, accompanied by my two fellow nerds here. To my right, I have the host of WECP,
Aaron.
There he is. And to my left, I have basically just the guy that's here. Because he doesn't have anything going on right now.
Joe.
Joe. We got Joe.
A.K.A. the guy that's here.
yeah, just the guy that's here, guys.
The guy that's here is the name of my new singer-songwriter album coming out soon.
I like that a lot.
You can outsell Eminem.
Yeah, it's my new...
He just cut his fan base in half and still outsold you.
Yeah. I have a new singer. It's all acoustic. I don't know how to play the guitar, so I just kind of hit it really hard.
I know,
and I wrote
good.
some songs, and it's called The Man That's Here.
Nice. I know a pretty good backup singer band for you.
I'm not going to use it's a solo project.
You
completely
sure?
solo.
You sure?
Right.
I mean,
It's called The
Do you want
Man.
it? Do you want it?
It's called The Man That's Here, not the man's.
I'm going to throw it out there.
I'm going
and
to put
just see
this
what
here.
you think about it.
a band that could accompany you at live events.
Right.
It's like an Ed Sheeran thing. I work with a loop machine.
Wow.
Throbbing Thick and the Thick Dicks.
Robin Thicke.
And the Thick
Play on
Dicks.
Robin Thicke.
Yep.
I'm guessing.
Yep.
And,
It would be a Robin Thicke cover band of all men.
all right. That is
Throbbing Thick and the Thick Dicks. You can...
why? Wait. Why does it have to be old men?
Huh? No, all men.
men.
All men.
Oh.
Preferably old men.
I thought you said
actually,
old
now
men.
that's a nice wrinkle. I like that a lot. Old men, preferably. Also, the guy that's here is here to do a podcast. I feel like the only reason I'm here today is to let everyone know that Mountain Dew Ice is really good.
I had one the other day.
It's just like Sprite.
I was really worried it was going to be like seltzer water.
Yeah, I
Was
panicked.
like, and I bought two of them, and I was like,
That's
after I
risky
bought two
gambit.
of them without ever tasting it,
Yeah.
I was like, if this is seltzer water, I'm gonna really regret this purchase that I didn't go like one normal Mountain Dew and
Right.
one ice.
That's what I did. I went my normal Code Red, and then I was like, I got to check this ice out. Just like Sprite with caffeine, and it's like half the calories as a Mountain Dew, which is a wild thing.
I don't like when sodas do that though. It's just like if I'm gonna commit to drinking soda,
Yeah,
just
let it
give
be
me
bad
all
for-
the
It
calories.
would be equally as bad for me.
If it's like if I'm gonna drink this stuff that can literally clean toilets, like just why do I care about
If I can take the rust off my car or,
Yeah.
or whatever, then yeah.
Like-
You heard that like all the companies like sat down and had a deal worked out in 10 years. They're not going to use high food whatever the
High
corn
fructose
syrup,
corn syrup, right.
corn syrup
Pardon
anymore.
me,
They're going to slowly work in like they're slowly now. It's a 10-year plan to slowly wean us off of corn syrup into regular sugar.
My thing is though, so
good.
the thing
Natural.
that makes soda bad, I don't think is the corn syrup. I think it's the other shit that's in there.
It's just
I don't think it's the corn syrup that can clean your toilet. Like I think that's
No,
like
right.
the
No,
other
well,
shit
that's
in
like
there.
that's like the different acids.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the Coca-Cola plant. The trick. You never heard of the Coca-Cola trick when your battery gets all like acidy on top?
Yeah,
you pour some Coca-Cola on your battery if you got too much of that.
Clean it right off.
Yeah.
Then put it in your belly.
Yeah, and
Then
then drink it.
just-
Drink the rest of the bottle.
Then
Yeah.
consume it.
Granted, this Arizona iced tea I have is probably not that much better.
It's especially
Those
for
things are, like,
99 cents.
a
It's
lot of those
really
things are
good.
worse. And that's what's crazy.
It's really good though.
It is good. Arizona's got that all figured
Arizona's the go-to.
out.
Yes.
It is. For 99 cents.
Yeah.
And what's great is they still do the 99 cents on the can.
Yes,
So
great buy, 99 cents.
I watched a documentary about Arizona iced tea where they put that on there.
so that people can't charge more.
Right.
Doesn't stop people. Turns out.
There are
I've
gas
gone
stations
to
that do
gas
it.
stations where they're like, "Oh, that's $1.15." Like, what?
No, it's $1.05 with tax. That's it.
It's 99 cents.
I had a guy do that to me. It literally said a sticker had a price on it. He charged me $2 more. I was like, "You will never see me again."
Yeah,
I literally said to him, "I don't think is that what it says on the sticker?" He's like, "Yep," and still charged me for it. I'm like, I know I should have said something right then and there and not bought it.
There's
but
a lot of things I will let you get away overcharging me for. Arizona iced tea is like the one
Not
thing
one of
you
them.
cannot overcharge me for.
No, it's 99
like
cents.
everyone knows they're 99 cents. If you're that asshole that charges $1.15,
yeah,
you should be boycotted.
So This has
That's
been another.
been the
This has been
Boston
another.
Sports Nerds.
To say this is another episode of Boy Shopping Nerds Network.
Boy shopping nerds.
So yeah, we got a couple things going on this week. Brady's hurt. Fucking sound the alarm.
Wee wee
Thank
wee
you.
wee.
This
wee,
only
human drop.
This
Right.
only helps my argument with the
Yeah. Why'd
backup
you trade
quarterback
Garoppolo?
thing.
Right.
I'm not going to start that again. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
that's what they keep saying on like the radio and TV when I hear them talk. Like, look at this.
It'd be
you
nice
really
to have 'em.
You trust
Brian
Hoyer's-
Brian
Hoyer?
Brian Hoyer's got this. I actually just saw Brian Hoyer's stats in the playoffs.
Horrid.
It is a 44% completion percentage, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 158 yards passing.
So happy.
What a dumpster fire.
happy.
But also, did he do it under Bill Belichick?
I don't think so.
Right.
I think that was when he was with the Texans.
Of course, yeah,
Yeah.
it was, yeah. So
Well, he was under Bill O'Brien. It's like the closest thing. The butt chin.
yeah, the butt chin version of Bill Belichick would be Bill O'Brien. That's true, I guess, in New England South. So how do you guys feel? Like, is this scared? You worried? Do you think it's
They're the defense that worries me.
Uh-huh.
It's not the offense. The quarterback, not a frightening quarterback.
I think our defense will play really well against. The thing is, the offense that the Jaguars run is like dumb simple, like
very
it's like,
vanilla? Yeah.
We run the ball up the middle and we do like play action passes. Like that's what it's not like a ton of over exaggerated or fancy things or intricate things. It's just like very basic offense because they have to run that pretty much.
Right. Because
So
Bortles is not going to go out on a
No,
limb.
no.
Right.
Well, that's the thing they keep saying. Like, that's the narrative I keep hearing. Like, listen, you can stop him from throwing the ball. His play action might not open up the wide receivers. He can just roll out and run. I'm like, he can also get hit.
Right.
And he's going to get murdered.
Right. It's going to be a very much make Blake Bortles beat you.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I
I've
don't
been
love it.
listening to like so much, just like punditry,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
just like
How happy are, like, the Pats for that, too, as well? Like, everybody's like, listen, with Brady hurt, like, you guys are just going to try. Jags must be sitting there going, damn it, we had a chip on our shoulder. Stop
Right.
taking it
I
away.
know, come on.
I've been listening to so much punditry, and it's always like, can this Jacksonville Jaguars defense stop the? Nobody talks about the Jaguars offense,
right. No.
at all.
They
Like,
have to score points,
Yeah,
right?
like as far as I know, like even if the Jaguars defense does a really good job,
Right.
everyone's like, well, I could see this game going like 24-21 Jaguars. Like, you think they're
they get
going to score 24
Right.
points?
That's the biggest problem.
Not
is
in New England, you're
the
not.
Jaguars could hold the Pats to 3 points, maybe, and that might lose them the game.
Yeah.
Because like,
we're
that could be the issue.
we're talking about a team that scored 10 points against the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
10.
Right. And to be fair, then turned around and scored 45.
But the thing
on
is,
Pittsburgh.
I think the Pats defense is way close. Well, is better than both of those defenses.
Agreed.
But I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
the
yeah.
Buffalo Bills defense is closer
to New England
than a post Ryan Shazier Steelers defense.
Yeah.
Because if you go look at the scores after Ryan Shazier got
Absolutely.
hurt from that Steelers defense,
Right.
they were just wrecked. They had no idea what to do.
Well, I was going to say, that's the big thing is, like, you finally have Van Noy's healthy again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've had another, like, yes, you played last week, but, like, he had a full week to show that he's healthy.
Right.
Same thing with Branch is playing good. Like,
Right. Now, Branch was active last week, didn't play, right? Because he was coming back from his injury.
yep.
Didn't play,
you
but
got
he's good to
another
go this week. Right.
Like,
right.
that's what I'm saying. Like, they're
Right.
getting
He
healthy
should-
to stop the run.
Yeah, he should be healthy. Burkhead is expected to. He was
Malcolm
limited.
Mitchell officially done for the year.
Malcolm Mitchell's not coming back.
So-
and you know what? That wide receiving corps is crowded anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it is.
It would have been nice to have him, but it is. I mean, it would have been limited.
That
very
fourth
limited.
guy
Well-
is a weird ragtag.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I think it was just, if he comes back, you never see Britt again.
yeah, you probably never see
Like, that
Britt
would be
again.
the way that
And
it would
really,
go.
do you want a second-year wide receiver to like play his first game of the season in the AFC Championship
Yeah,
against one of the best
just
defenses in the league? You
Let
know
him
what I
sit
mean?
out.
Like, it's kind of a,
let him
that's
sit
tough.
out the season. He'll
Yeah.
be good next year. You
Right.
know what I mean?
I feel the same way. So we were talking a little bit before the show about some funny stats and matchup keys for the game or whatever. You mentioned one that I really like, but before I forget it, the Jags are the number 2 scoring defense, right, in the NFL.
Yep.
And the Patriots have faced the number 2 scoring defense 3 times in their playoff history under the Belichick-Brady era. And all 3 times they've won those games. They're 3-0. They've scored an average of 31 points per game over those 3 games. And Tom Brady has a 109.9 rating. It feels a lot like that happens more often than not, where it's like, oh, that's a really good defense, and they go drop 45 on them, and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. Like I forgot it's Tom Brady. And then the ones that are like good defense is not great, but just like the Giants defense, wasn't a number 1 rated defense that year. I don't even know if they were top 5. They might have been. I could be sleeping on them, but it was just they have the formula. And I keep hearing about, well, Tom Coughlin, he's got the formula, he's got the blueprint. And someone on the radio said today, if Wes Welker holds that ball, or if David Tyree doesn't catch it off his friggin' head, did Tom Coughlin really lay out the blueprint on how to beat the Patriots? I think Tom Coughlin laid out the blueprint on how to compete with the Patriots and how to offset the Patriots a little bit and upset them a little bit. But I don't think that there's a surefire, oh, you want to beat the Pats, do this. You know what I mean? Because there's no adapting. There's no better adapting team on a week-to-week or even half.
My other thing about that though is, what was the Patriots' defense like in those two Super Bowls?
Well, 2012 was real bad. 2007 was good. They were the number 2 rated defense in the league that year.
Because this Pats defense is the number 1 rated points per game since week 5. Like,
right? And number 5 on the year, right?
Number 5 on the year. But since week 5,
right?
Since those first 4 weeks where they were really bad. Mm-hmm. They turned it around. They've given up the least amount of points.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Like you're talking about Shazier going out, and now like that defense just fell apart.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I know how much you do like Hightower. Like a lot of people consider him like the best player on the defense. You lost him. And this defense has played better.
They got better. Yeah,
like
true.
I'm not saying it's because of him. I'm just saying you lost your best player, and the defense, in spite of losing him and in spite of losing your quote-unquote best free agent acquisition at corner, you played better, and you just kept getting better over the season.
True.
So to me, what happened is, so they lose Hightower, right? Mm-hmm. But they do get better. They lose Hightower.
Statistically.
Van Noy is still there, and they start playing well. And I think a lot of it had to do with now the secondary, where all the miscommunication was happening. Mm-hmm. They're starting to figure out, like, Gilmore's starting to figure out who had a fucking great game.
Last week.
Last week. He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's starting to figure out, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. And as he's learning that defense, they start to lock it down.
Yeah.
And then Van Noy gets hurt, and they lose their green dot. And you could see the defense kind of regress a little, where they started giving up a little bit more points. They weren't as locked down as they were. Van Noy comes back for this game, and the defense looked great.
Yeah. Real good, right.
Well, I was going to say, I think what teams did were like, okay, Van Noy's not on the field. Well, we're going to exploit Roberts or whomever with our running back, especially was it Drake?
Miami?
Like the Miami.
They just were like, listen,
that doesn't happen without if Van Noy's there. That doesn't happen.
I just think he knows that defense so well. He would know what to make a call to let somebody else cover that guy. Not him.
And it's not even because of Van Noy's run-stopping ability. It's because of his. All right, I'm the green dot. I'm reading. I'm communicating. Everyone hey, the edge is your responsibility. You have to set the edge. I'm making all those calls on the defense.
Right. I don't find Van Noy to be like a stud linebacker.
No.
But I think he's the perfect Patriot linebacker. I think he's just one of those guys that's just a right spot, right time, all the time.
I can't.
See, I don't
think of his name.
Ted Johnson.
Ron Harmon?
Ted Johnson.
He just retired. He was a Patriots middle linebacker for how long?
Oh, Gerard Mayo.
Yeah.
Same
exactly.
Yeah.
Gerard Mayo wasn't a stud middle. Right. He wasn't a stud athlete or anything like that. Just I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Right. Well, I was going to say Ted Johnson because we always talk about Teddy Bruschi, but he always made those every once in a while he'd make that crazy
stand-up play. Right. Yeah.
Ted Johnson he literally was just a middle linebacker. He stuffed the run. He was a Zach Thomas.
Right. Yeah.
Zach Thomas was the biggest name in Miami. That's why we always know about him. But that's what he is. He's just a tackling machine.
Right.
I feel like that's what the Pats defense is. They have a bunch of guys who just aren't standout
Jamie
studs.
Collins. Jamie Collins. He's the best. Jamie Collins is probably the best athlete they've had at linebacker.
Yeah.
And could make some freak plays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'd do some outstanding stuff. But he was tricky risky.
They have that guy, is it Jones, who plays linebacker? I think his last name is Jones.
Oh,
Jackson.
Oh.
Is his name Jones? His last name is Jones?
That plays linebacker?
They have a guy that plays linebacker who has the same last name as another guy on the team.
Yeah, and you're right. Brown?
Brown.
Yeah. There's Malcolm Brown and then Adam Brown.
He is
Adam. Are you talking about Adam Butler?
He's a defensive lineman, though.
He is a defensive lineman. You're right.
This is
right.
a linebacker.
Yeah,
and
this-
he's athletic. Like, he
Right.
is, like, not as athletic as
Collins was.
Jamie Collins was, but Jamie Collins-esque.
Right.
And
well, no, I was just going to say, I remember Teddy Bruschi talking about, he said when Bill came in and he completely took over, he was the defense coordinator for him, back, the first time around or whatever, but he says when he took over the defense, he said, listen, this is what we're doing. I'm going to tell you, on this play, you stand right there. And Bruschi's like, yeah, but the running back's going to go free on the right. He says, you're right. He is. I'm telling you, stand right here.
Marquise Flowers?
Flowers.
Oh, okay.
Flowers.
Trey Flowers, Marquise
Yeah,
Flowers.
yeah.
Yeah.
He is athletic.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I know.
Sorry to change this. I just
No.
I wanted to find it.
Flowers.
It would have bothered me.
Marquise Flowers.
I was thinking that, but I thought he was also a defensive lineman.
Nope.
But
He's a linebacker.
Yeah.
And he is Jamie Collins ish.
and build and
and athleticism and stuff like that.
Well, so Bruschi says, well, the running back's going to run free or whatever. And he says, yeah, he is. But believe me, just stand right there or whatever. And he's like, okay. And he says it took every bone in his body. Like when the play's happening, like the running back's wide open. You know what I mean? And he's like, he's sitting, he starts to take a step to him. And then the ball got thrown right to the right of him. And he just missed the pick and went off his fingers. And Bill comes back, God damn it, Ted, I told you to stay right there or whatever. And he's like, how did you know that? And he's like, just believe me, would you? He said, would you just listen to me? I tell you to do something, you got to do it, whatever. Like, ripped into him. He says, so then that happened. Next time we played him, running back went out right, and I'm just like, fuck him. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. He says, right in my chest, pick. And he says, they did it every time. Or whatever. He's like, it's just, they don't expect me to stay there. They think, okay, he's going to go cover the guy. Yeah. And then it's like, well, when you don't, he's like, it's a timing thing. Like, okay, he's going to go out this way. I'll hit the middle of the field. And Bruce is like, no, I'm still here, thanks, or whatever, gets the pick. And it's just, that kind of stuff is the guys like Mayo, you know what I mean, and the guys we're talking about now, and guys like Jamie Collins wouldn't do it. Yeah. You know what I mean? He would jump over the line of scrimmage and sack the quarterback or something. It's like, okay, great play. You know what I mean? But
he likes to be like a rover.
Like a
he
free
wants
safety,
to just go do whatever
fielder.
he wants.
Yeah.
That story actually sums up the Patriots, both sides of the ball, perfectly, because Tom Brady has done interviews where he talks about who the great players are on defense. Yeah. And he says it's the ones who aren't where you expect them to be.
Right.
So, just like Bruschi is supposed to be in that spot for Belichick, because the ball is going to go there.
Right. But he's not supposed to be in that spot schematically.
For the offensive player, he's supposed to go towards the running back.
Right, yeah.
So, Brady is expecting it's the same thing, just flipped.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So, it's like, he's like, Darrelle Revis is really hard to play because he does things that you expect him not to do.
Right.
Ed Reed.
They have huge respect for Ed Reed.
Right.
So that story is hilarious, actually, and it kind of goes into what the other stats I learned are.
Yeah.
So Belichick in that story tells you stand right here.
Yeah.
I'm guessing because they were playing a specific team.
Yeah. And
I
don't know if it was like the Dolphins. It was someone they knew. Yeah.
This run leads to this pass. Like this fake handoff leads to this pass, and they like to go to. He knows all of the tendencies, the little intricacies of your offense and stuff like that. The stats I saw, it was kind of like an intricate. It's actually a good read. I should tweet the link out or something like that. Breakdown of how the Jaguars' defense is against certain personnel, and you have to expect that Belichick knows this. So the Jaguars are the best defense in the NFL against 11 personnel, which is pretty much 3 wide receiver sets.
Yeah.
But they are very, very, very beatable if you use 12 personnel or 21 personnel, which is pretty much a 2 wide receiver set. It's like your big guy set, pretty much.
Yeah.
2 wide receivers,
2 tight ends and a running back.
2 tight ends and a running back, or a running back, a fullback, or 2 running backs and a tight end.
Yeah.
So, like, they've been dominated by it. They cannot stop it.
Right.
You have to expect, like, I'm after reading that article, I'm going to be watching this game, looking for how often are they out there with 3 wide receivers. How often? And the thing is, with the Jaguars, the more receivers you add, the less successful you get. They actually, everyone talks about how good their secondary is, but the least amount of receivers you have, the harder it is for them to cover you.
Right.
Which doesn't,
if
your secondary is good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough.
Well, I just think your linebackers aren't going to be good enough to cover a Gronk.
I don't think
Those
they're very
running
good
backs-
against the tight end. Yeah,
right.
I'm just saying, like, 'cause your two best cover players are your so you
two corners on
So
the
basically,
outside,
you're saying like I think you said it earlier this week is like you just got to understand that like Cooks, I ain't going to see you open all day.
Right.
You can't get open, and they're not going to let you get open.
I'm expecting Cooks to run a lot of like clear out.
Yeah.
Stuff. Like
he'll clear
you're just
over.
gonna do like a stream,
Just a go,
like,
straight
yeah,
go,
just
right.
straight, or you're gonna like drag across the field and bring Jalen Ramsey like all the way over there,
Right.
and leave this whole side of the field open to
Burkhead.
in motion.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I mean, or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm would you be surprised if they come out with like Cooks on one side, Amendola or Hogan on the other, right? Depending on whatever.
Yeah.
Gronk at tight end,
Yeah.
and then Burkhead and Lewis
Next to Brady.
Right, and
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
shotgun.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yep.
Or
Burkhead.
White,
I think Burkhead
yeah.
flexes out to wide receiver.
Yeah, and then they'll send him in
right,
motion.
right,
but
yeah.
just to make sure that the Jaguars personnel on the field is matched up for 21,
Right.
and then they'll
They can
spread them
maneuver
out
from
or
there, right.
yeah.
And what we're saying, so that you were talking about having the two corners, erase Hogan, erase Cooks.
Yeah, and then just say, okay, now you're gonna have to stop Gronk.
right.
You're gonna have to stop the fact that we have the best fullback in the game, and our wide receiver, our running backs are gonna become the best wide receivers on the field.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's hey, guess what? The one guy that you guys haven't really probably been thinking about too much. James White, the guy that fucking pretty much won you the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
This game might be
deserved
the
the MVP.
Yeah, he's going to be but he's going to be the guy this year.
Right. Oh, yeah, every playoff.
You know what I
And
mean? Like, that's what it is.
I think there was a time, a couple episodes back, that Deion Lewis, like we said, I think it was when we were talking about who's the best running back they have. Burkhead was doing really well, and Deion Lewis has been running like crazy.
James White wasn't even
between the
getting
tackles.
And
And I think I said on that episode that James White will be there when it's 2-minute drill time.
Yeah.
Because he's the guy that has been there before in a high spot. Deion Lewis was hurt for most of last year, played in the Super Bowl, got hurt on the last play regulation or
Yeah.
whatever, but he was part of that game. But
that
barely.
weird sweep thing.
Yeah, that
where
was
he,
a weird
just
thing.
jumped
Yeah,
out of
just
bounds.
yeah.
He's like,
that was
"Oh, my hand!"
That was like a
and he fell
sniper,
over,
dude.
yeah.
Took him out. Yeah.
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
You ever done
yeah,
that?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Oh, my
yeah.
God.
And that's it. And you just see it like, and then just like falls over. Like, oh my God. But it'll be James White down the stretch.
Yeah.
And this week, a lot of James White. First playoff game.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I mean, you got a lot. Deion Lewis ran the ball like crazy, but James White's catching the dinks and dunks, and he's getting the ball. He's
Especially
moving the
this
chains.
kind of game.
Right. Now, Rex Burkhead may step on those toes a little bit because he offers a lot
Yeah.
in the pass catching ability.
I'm
range.
expecting to see a lot of Rex Burkhead in the red zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Same
just
here.
think it's going to make the Jags fall asleep on White.
Right.
Like, sleep on him. Sleep
Right.
on him. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And then when he goes nuts
Right.
and just gets wide open, gets one of those out of the
wheel
backfield, wheel route, he's wide open.
Yeah.
And they're just like, well, what the shit, Ramsey?
that
Where were
happen?
you on that
Right,
one? It's
right.
like, I was doing my job.
I got one more question about the game this week. If you're the Jaguars, do you put Ramsey on Gronk or Bouye, whatever?
Listen,
There's a lot of talk about that.
I've heard people say that.
How tall is he?
Ramsey's big.
I don't think it matters, and this is why. If you put Ramsey on Gronk, you're telling the entire offense and Tom Brady that you're running man coverage.
Yeah.
Because
Or
Gronk,
man coverage on him.
yeah, but you can't do that because Gronk is in the middle of the field. So it's really hard to run man coverage
I got you.
on a guy who's in the middle of the field only.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand it. Yeah.
Because someone has to take the zone that you're leaving your corner from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't expect them. It would be great actually for Tom Brady if they did put Jalen Ramsey on Gronk the whole game because he could just be like, we're in man.
Right. Right.
I don't have to send this guy in motion to find if we're in man. We're in man.
Yeah. Now, Jalen Ramsey comes in at 6'2", 208.
He's pretty big for a
For a
corner.
corner. Yeah, it's a big corner. Yeah.
I'm just thinking because I remember when we would play Denver,
Yeah.
they would always put Talib on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
and
right,
Talib
right.
was always the guy that the Pats would put on
Jimmy Graham when they did that,
when they
and
played
right.
Seattle.
Yeah, it makes sense. I just think, it's hard to it makes masking what you're running on defense a lot harder when you move a corner
Yeah.
around the field
Right,
to
right.
cover. Because now he has to know his zone
Yeah.
in all your different formations because they're going to move Gronk around.
Right, right.
So if you're going to move Ramsey around with him,
Right.
he has to know what he's doing when he's in the middle of the field, as
Or
well
he's
as what
flexed
he's
out
doing on
wide,
the outside.
or if he's on the left side. Or, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I've also read that they're not going to change what they do.
Yeah,
And
that's-
what they do is they run. Sometimes they follow Ramsey, but a lot of times they'll just leave him on their sides.
Mhm. Yeah, which is fine. I mean, and like you said, I mean, I'm not expecting a big game out of Hogan or Cooks. The occasional burn would be
They
nice.
could.
You know what I mean, but
we could be totally surprised.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
do the stupid thing and put one of those guys on Gronk and go, okay, all right, well, now you have to
now
defend
Hogan's gonna
Gronk.
eat. Yeah, right.
And now Hogan or someone.
We're going to find out how good that third corner is.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
true.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Like
right.
you always hear about the two starting corners, but it's that I was going to bring up like Batamosi. Like I haven't heard much about him. I mean, he's not making horrible plays, but he's
Right.
not.
Well, with Eric Rowe being back,
Yeah, like it's
that's kind of he's
the
taking his time a
time's
lot.
kind of
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
There was one other thing. Fuck. what was it?
The 4-man rush.
Oh, I think I would like to see. I don't know if they're going to do it, but they did break it out a little in the Tennessee game.
Yeah.
A lot more hurry up
Yeah.
out of the Pats.
Yeah.
Because I know you brought up Marcel Darius, who the Jaguars like picked up halfway through the year.
Yeah,
He's
a big dude.
He is really good, really good at stopping the run.
Yep.
He's not as strong at rushing the passer as the other guys they have on their team. So what I think they do is the way the Jaguars front is set up is they have Calais Campbell, they have Malik Jackson, they have Marcel Darius, who all kind of play like the same position. Then they have Ngakoue, who's like an edge rusher, and Fowler, who's an edge rusher.
Yeah.
And they actually play Calais Campbell at end.
Yeah.
So they'll run Malik Jackson, Marcel Darius,
And then
Calais
Ngakoue.
Campbell at end,
Yeah.
and then Fowler or Ngakoue at the other end.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually worse for the Pats if they move Calais Campbell inside,
Yeah. Right.
so they can get pressure up the middle. You know what I mean?
Which I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot of that.
Or at
But-
least twists.
Right. Yeah.
If you
yeah.
can get them on the field where they have all three of those defensive tackle guys on there, like Darius,
Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah,
and only one real edge rusher in Ngakoue
Right.
or Fowler, and you run the hurry up.
Right. Now they're
So
stuck. Right.
now they can't move Calais Campbell inside because that would mean they have to put Darius at edge
Right.
or Malik Jackson at edge, and neither
Right.
one of those guys are really edge. Like Calais Campbell, you can actually get away with playing an edge. He's
Right.
he's that athletic, but those other two guys are just true defensive tackles.
yeah,
So if you can get them stuck,
Right.
yeah.
like
Then
that.
You keep the when you see the mismatches,
Right.
Like, and it's not just one position; it's multiple.
Right, yeah.
You keep them on the field,
Or-
you don't give them the opportunity to sub out.
let's say you want to run,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You get Marcel Darius out of the game. They put Malik Jackson, Calais Campbell in the middle,
Right.
and then they have their two edge rushers who are weaker, like run
stoppers.
stoppers.
Right, yeah.
And then you go into hurry up, and they like to go hurry up and then run, especially
Right.
after a fresh first down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you can run to the outside against those smaller,
Holy
Yeah.
especially
I mean,
with Gronk out
What about
there.
last week? I mean, run to the left,
Yeah.
run to the left. I mean, they just beat the shit out of those guys up front.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
So I mean, I would expect to see hurry up, and when they get that rotation that they like, whatever they like for the match up front.
yeah.
All right, we're just gonna nail.
we know
We're,
what we're gonna do.
we're
Right,
just
right.
gonna hammer that.
Right.
We're gonna hammer that front until they're tired. You know what I mean?
I think it'll be interesting game plan by McDaniels because I agree with you, and you've seen him do this before. Like based on the personnel, we're going to do this thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's probably like a block of plays. Like, hey, if we wind up with, 4 linebackers, 4 and 3 down linemen or whatever, and then 4 corners or 4 DBs. Okay, we want to run out of this block of plays, and then if we get them in nickel, then we're going to run these block of plays. So I think there's going to be a lot of, hey, Josh say, hey, they got five DBs out there, whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, Brady's got the the thing, he's looking, boom, 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 and then you can no huddle right from there until there's a timeout or incomplete pass, they switch, whatever, you know what I mean? But that'll be an interesting way to see what the communication's like between Brady and McDaniels too. I think this is I don't think it's going to be as close as a lot of people think, but I'm really interested on the X's and O's part of this game, like much more than just, I want to watch Brady play well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
No.
like, I really want to see how the matchups line up and how Gronk will do if they put Ramsey on
I really
Gronk.
hope his thumb's not really that hurt, because it
So
would
that's
be a real bummer if because this game will be really really exciting if we get
A healthy Brady.
good Brady versus
Right.
a good defense.
Right. Yep.
What I was going to say is, oh god damn it,
We lost it.
Lost it.
I had it, and then
you had it right
brings
there.
up the thumb, and I'm all
Just now, he's all
now
frazzled.
I'm all thumbs.
Yeah,
Now
he's
I'm
all thumbs.
No, I always shit on McDaniels and his play calling.
Yeah.
That's the only time he makes good play calling, him and Brady. And I know it's Brady making calls from the line as well. It's not just McDaniels, but I think that's the one thing he does well game plan-wise.
Yeah.
When they do implement the no huddle,
Yeah.
they go down the field. There is no
right.
wasted plays. There is no wasted yardage. It's dump,
Yeah.
down.
Oh, they're a machine.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're clicking and that you see him get into it, like Scott Zolak says all the time on the radio, it's like, oh, Brady's getting on his horse because he knows here we go. We're starting to go.
There's and they throw interesting wrinkles into their offense all the time, even on plays that they run all the time. Like they've been running that, like Brady catches a snap and just kind of drops it in Brandon Cook's hands as he comes across.
Yeah.
And then in the playoff game against the Titans, it was James White who ran that.
Right.
And they probably had Cooks and White out over there.
Right.
So the Titans probably know, like, hey, if Cooks goes in motion, they like to run that play.
Right.
But they don't think the same thing about James White. And especially if they're in man, now you have a linebacker trying to sprint all the way across the field.
And he gets a head start.
And they might even go to the line with, like, either one of them being able to run that.
Yeah.
And Brady just makes the call, like, oh, it's White.
Like in Madden, how you have like the option and it shows you, like, watch this guy.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And based on what he does, you can hand it off or keep it or whatever. Yeah, sort of one of those.
We're going to send White in motion. And it might be like who they send in motion might be, like, based on how the defense lines up.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was going to come up with a drop for this, but I didn't have time this week. So, in this week's Wacky Bet of the Week, right? Just, you want to give me a drop? You got a human drop?
No.
Nothing. Okay, all right.
Wacky Bet of the Week.
There it is. Thank you. And we're back. All right.
This is the herd.
Just that bom, bom, bom. That is copyright infringement, and we're getting sued for that.
I'm working on my contract.
How many trick plays did the Patriots run this week? The AFC Championship is a famously, or a trick play heavy history for the Patriots.
I think the only trick play we would see is the double pass.
You see a double pass?
But Edelman is out.
Who throws it?
Yeah, Edelman is out. Deion Lewis?
Maybe.
Has Deion Lewis attempted a pass before?
I don't know. Now, I know I'm going to call it flea flicker. They go flea flicker.
I don't think they're going to have enough time. I trust this pass rush. That's going to be a tough one to get off.
Yeah.
You know what I was going to say? To play on your point, Joe, you have that defense. You see him like kind of go out there and a little bit more pass rush oriented.
Yeah.
Less strength.
Yeah.
Just go Wildcat. Put Brady, line him up as wider, like just a wide out.
I would
and
punch
just
my
go.
hand
What
through a
if we
table.
see? What if we see the Brady starts walking towards the line, like
The direct snap?
Yeah.
He starts walking towards the
I can't
sideline.
hear- yeah.
and
What's
he's
the
like
play? What's
saying
the play?
something to like Brandon Cooks or something.
Yeah, right.
Direct snap to Deion Lewis, especially in like a hurry up where they have like the edge rusher out there on Gronk's side. Just write a sweep.
Right.
You know, catch the whole defense off.
writes
guard.
itself.
Yeah, I
Just saying.
think a flea flicker's in play, and the direct snap is
I
in
think
play.
the flea flicker will be tough.
I think if you're running the ball well,
You could get
you
away
definitely
with
do it. You could definitely do it. And then all of a sudden, Coach is like, you know what I mean? And then Brady will overthrow him because Brady cannot land a deep one into Cook's hands. Oh my god!
It would
so
be a really
frustrating.
cool. It's because let's say Jalen Ramsey's on Cooks, right?
Yeah.
You run like a bubble screen, not like a bubble screen, but like a regular screen, right? So you throw the ball to Cooks.
You're talking about like the Moss to Brady to Gaffney.
Yep. And then so Ramsey tries to come in, he gets blocked by Amendola, who's ever over there, and then Gronk kind of runs like a post behind where Cooks would be.
Yep.
If it was like if Cooks had run a seam,
Right.
like behind where Ramsey should be guarding,
Right.
and Ramsey just throws it straight back, straight to Gronk.
Right. If Brady throws it.
No, Ramsey throws it. Or not Ramsey. Cooks.
I was going to say, Ramsey just switched teams.
Okay, all right.
Cooks
Okay,
throws
gotcha.
it.
He's like,
Not
I got a
Ramsey.
big bet on this
When he
game.
said Ramsey, and I said Brady, he said, no, Ramsey. I was like, well, he's doubling down. Ramsey's
No,
going to just throw it
yeah.
straight back.
He's
All
gonna,
right.
Brady's going to throw an interception, and then Ramsey's actually going to throw it to
towards
Gronk.
Gronk. Fumble it. He would then technically fumble it.
Yeah, fumble
To
it through
Gronk.
the air. Yeah.
Fumble it 35 yards for a touchdown.
Let's take it. I'll take that any day of the week. And that's a defensive fumble recovery touchdown for Rob Gronkowski. That's,
So that doesn't go against his reception
doesn't go against
touchdowns,
his-
which is still at 69.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't catch a touchdown in that Tennessee game.
No, he has more than 69 touchdowns.
I thought no,
He
ended
had
the
69 catches for the year.
Oh,
Yeah. He's at like 70-something career
yeah.
touchdowns. Yeah. He had 69 catches on the season. That's
well
gone,
then,
but-
fuck, that's
yeah.
gone. Yeah,
He probably liked that though.
Oh, he did. Of course, he was like, "Hey, you had a pretty good year this year." Yeah, he had 69 catches. I was like,
I thought it was the reporters like, so you finished the season
the career high
with
catches.
69 catches. Did you know? Yeah, I know how many catches I have. Kind of like laugh.
Yeah. I love that.
There's one other thing.
I mean,
Have you guys seen the like Patriots at their lockers talk with like interviews since Brady's injury thing has come out?
I have not seen those. No.
Devin McCourty has a hilarious one where the reporter comes up to him and he's like, "So how's Tom looking out there?" And Devin McCourty's like, "Tom looks fantastic. He's one of the best looking guys I've ever met." And he's like, "And his hand?" Well, his face is so good looking, it's really hard to look at his hand. Like, the Pats are giving like the most runaround of runarounds.
That is great. That's great. I love when they talked about Jalen Ramsey predicting that they were going to go to the Super Bowl, and Matthew Slater's like, "That man should be very confident." He says the good Lord made him, and he said, "Let there be corner."
Yeah.
And Jalen Ramsey came out with him. He's like, "So I have no problem with that. That man should be very confident in what
There
he
was
did."
one guy who said something that I was like, "Oh, I'm surprised that."
On the Pats?
Yeah. Is it Butler?
Be humble or be humbled. Yeah, it's Adam Butler. It
Yeah.
wasn't Malcolm Butler. It was the other one.
And he was like, what did he say?
He said,
Like,
"Be humble or be humbled."
I hope he can back it up. Or
Did he say? I
Yes.
just read I read a quote saying he said, "Be humble or be humbled."
I heard. I think the one I read was said, they better be able to back. He better be able to back it up.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Does it? I have a question for you guys. I've been meaning to ask you. I was going to ask you earlier this week, but I figured wait till now.
I like it.
Do you like or dislike the fact that your offensive and defensive coordinators are interviewing and going and doing interviews for jobs?
Oh, they're leaving.
No. I'm not worried about. Obviously, I don't care. I want them.
No,
to
I'm just
leave.
saying they're not even. It's not even just they're leaving.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, does it bother you that they go and do interviews?
No, they do it every year.
I
They
understand
did
that,
it
but does
last year.
it bother you that they do that? It bothers me because I just think, like, guys, you're losing a day of preparation
Yeah,
to fly to freaking like.
No. That's the thing. If you want to interview a Pats coach, you have to come to New England. They don't go to you.
But you're still losing
You're
time.
losing. You're losing like the interview hours.
Yeah, I
You know
get
what
it.
mean?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
But yeah,
for me, no, I don't. And to answer your
turn-
question, it doesn't bother me.
you go from like, hey, we got a playoff game. Hey, yes, I want your job. These are the kind of things I'm going to do, and then go. All right, back to it. It's very like start, stop. Start.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't have. I mean,
I get what you're
they have to
saying.
interview at some point, or else they're just going to fill those jobs without those guys. You know what I mean?
But if you we watch it in like college football, and not to compare them, but like, or even like baseball and stuff. If you want the guy bad enough, you'll give him until the end of the season to get to interview and take that job.
yeah,
Right.
If you like him, like it must take a little bit because obviously McDaniels has been a head coach, so you kind of have a little bit idea of what he can do as a head coach.
Yeah.
But then
Patricia's
never been a head coach.
Right,
I mean,
right.
he's a fucking rocket scientist.
he will be
but
the Lions head coach.
He is. Yes, he's been named the Lions next Lions head coach.
I don't think
Did
he's
Brady
been
get
officially
named the official MVP?
No.
Yeah, so you got the Pro Football Talk one.
Yeah, I don't think.
Okay,
I don't think they.
he didn't get the
I don't think
AP.
they named the official MVP until
like
the
this-
week before the Super Bowl.
It's like the in between. Yeah, the in between week. Yeah, because he won the Pro Football Talk MVP, but not the AP.
and I think McDaniels is going to be the Colts.
I think so too.
Coach.
I think so
Head
too.
coach.
It doesn't bother me, and the reason why is because, we know about that they're interviewing,
Yeah.
but Tom Brady filmed a commercial for TB12 this week, or for Maserati, or for, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
no, I get
so
it.
like the players do a lot of
Yes.
distraction type
Yes.
stuff all the time, and then they're able to come back and do it. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's unfair for a guy that's pursuing his career to say. I think that the NFL recruiting process should
That's what-
start after the playoffs. I think that's when it should start.
I don't mean it so much as like McDaniels, you're an asshole for interviewing for this job.
yeah.
I mean, as in like the scope
Right.
of the NFL.
Yeah, I think it's a dumb thing that you let him do it then.
Like it
Right.
should be like, guys, listen, like let them finish out the season
Right.
first. Like I don't mind it when a team loses or ends the season, they don't go to the playoffs,
Right.
and that coach goes and go
Right.
ahead, season's over.
I'm more
Yeah.
interested in who they promote to.
the
offensive
coordinator
and defensive
positions.
coordinator.
I think defensive coordinator is going to be the linebackers coach, whoever that is.
I heard somewhere that he might be interviewing for a job.
That's true with the Cardinals. If he doesn't
Yeah.
get the Cardinals job, I think he'll be the D
What
coordinator.
would you think about Brady calling his own plays?
I
I read an article somewhere, like
I think
maybe
you could
they
do
don't
it.
hire an offensive coordinator, maybe they just.
They did that for a while.
So-
remember
I
before
think Belichick was calling them.
between Weiss and McDaniels,
Yeah.
there was a year or two where it
there's-
was like they didn't have a guy on the like McDaniels was there as like a quarterback's assistant or something, right?
Yeah,
like he
but
was
they
on
didn't
the
have,
payroll.
like, an official
They didn't have an
offensive
official
coordinator.
offense coordinator.
What about Ivan Fears, the running backs coach? He's been there a while.
Oh, why not?
You know
Or
what I
Dante
mean?
Scarnecchio.
No, I don't think he'll ever become
No,
a
I know,
coordinator.
yeah.
I don't
Well, no.
know if he'd be even good as a coordinator.
Right.
You know what I
Now,
mean?
which job do you like better? Like the coach, Patricia's taking Lions. You're saying that hypothetically that it's going to be McDaniels to the Colts. Which job do
A
you
lot of people-
which one do you see as the better choice?
A lot of people say the Colts job is the best job in football because
With that owner, huh?
it's because of the GM. The,
I'm not
the
saying-
new guy who's the GM is like supposed. Oh yeah, the owner is.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
him.
But the new guy who's the GM, I guess, is like really, really
Mm.
smart football guy. Chris Ballard is like well respected,
yeah.
Yeah.
and you have Andrew Luck.
Well, I was going to say that's the only reason why I like it and I don't like it. Like I like that Patricia's going to Detroit because, lack of a better word, you already have your established quarterback. You have an offense that can produce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
What do you need more?
Defense.
Right.
Yeah.
Defense.
I
So
like
a
that
defensive
hire of
mind.
Patricia and
Right,
not McDaniels. in
That's
Detroit.
what I like.
That was going to be my point. I like
And then
it.
Indy going and get an offensive guy. It's like
That's what you do well anyway.
That's what you
Yeah, right,
you already
yeah.
have
Yeah,
your
yeah,
quote
right.
unquote franchise
You
quarterback.
have a terrible defense.
Find an offensive coordinator that clicks with him,
It was
and then
this-
find a defensive mind that can churn your defense. You've never had a good defense,
Right.
Even the years the 1 year you
Super
won a
Bowls,
Super Bowl,
right.
and the year you lost a Super Bowl, you
Right.
didn't have a good defense.
And
was
the defense
this-
played out of their mind that playoff. Like they played really well.
Yeah,
in
But
that
even
tournament,
then, like
but they
you
weren't
listen to
good.
them, like when you watch it, it's like they're close games. They weren't.
Right,
like,
It was
yeah,
like the
yeah,
Giants
yeah.
defense.
right.
They weren't. I think they were ranked like 20th
Yeah, that's probably
in
probably
the
true.
NFL
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
they won the Super Bowl against the Pats.
Yeah.
But they just played really well.
Right, and that's
that
the same
playoffs.
team that was down 21-3 at halftime to the Patriots at home.
Yeah.
And then they wound up winning. They got every stop they needed, much like the Patriots defense with the Falcons. But yeah, they played really well in spots. But they weren't a good defense. They were never a good defense.
I like the Lions job for Patricia the same reason I like the San Diego job last year for Patricia, where they have an established quarterback.
Yeah.
They have a lot of good pieces on their offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think their defense is.
Yeah, but that
like
started
this
this
year.
year. Yeah.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
you had a lot of those pieces already.
For
If you
the Lions, you mean?
no San
For
Diego.
San Diego.
Their defense is good.
That's what I mean.
Right,
like
right.
they already.
That's why I liked the job for Patricia last year because he has a lot of good young pieces on that defense.
Right.
Where if you have a defensive, he already has a good offense.
Yeah.
Because Rivers is good. You have a franchise quarterback
and you
for
have
a couple years.
and you
know
have
what
a
I mean?
franchise running back.
Yeah.
like not even. I know the
yeah.
running back's not a big deal, but this
Right.
year
That's what
showed
the Lions could actually use a running back, like a stud running
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
which
And-
they
but
could get.
in San Diego. You also got Keenan Allen, Antonio
Yeah,
Gates.
you have good
know what I mean? Like,
weapons.
you got, you got everything you need.
and you have young, good defensive
Buildable
players
defense,
that you can mold in the way that you want.
Yeah.
And the Lions defense is on the up,
Right.
on the upswing. So I'm sure they'll be fine.
I think that job works out better for Matt Patricia. Like I think
That's what I mean.
It's a match made better.
It's
Yeah.
a better football town. I mean,
yeah.
The San Diego fan base is awful,
Right,
and the LA fan base isn't much better, especially with the Rams being good.
Yeah.
So-
So who cares about the Chargers there?
Well,
The Rams?
Detroit
well-
fans are. They have a very good established
Yeah,
fan base,
I mean it's like the worst city.
and
to
the
live
ownership.
in.
The ownership's way better.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
because
like,
they're not moving.
They're committed. They're committed
Yeah.
to like turning Detroit around.
right. No, yeah.
I
Absolutely.
think. It's the herd. He ranked the jobs as Colts. What's
Did
out
you say
there?
Tennessee?
Tennessee's out there. How did he rank them?
Colts, Giants.
Colts, Giants, Lions, Titans, Arizona last.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he retired, right?
Yeah, he retired.
Palmer.
There's actually
No, well,
there's
he
two
retired.
other
The
jobs.
quarterback retired, but I'm talking about the coach.
Oh,
He retired as well.
There's two other jobs.
Bruce Arians.
Yeah. Is Tampa Am I just? I don't know
Tampa's
why.
not. There's no.
No, there's no
vacancy.
opening there. I don't know why I keep thinking Tampa. Just because I think that their quarterback's a moron.
Yeah.
The dude from
He's gonna need a
Minnesota
W.
is going to be the Giants' head coach. The
I think you're
offensive
right.
That's what
coordinator.
they
I think
keep
you're right.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they already said like they've already kind of like they
Isn't it-
already have an idea of who their coordinator is going to be next.
Isn't
year.
it crazy that all 3 quarterbacks for the Minnesota Vikings are going to be free agents?
That's
crazy.
That's crazy.
They're literally not. They're going to go from 3 quarterbacks to none, unless
none.
or they have to resign.
They might be able to keep Bridgewater because he's probably the most affordable one.
Yeah, because he didn't play.
Maybe.
He hasn't played in
Yeah.
how
But
many
I mean,
years.
his value is way down right
his
now.
on.
But you
Right.
just potentially made a Super Bowl with Case Keenum, and then you're just going to let him walk. Like
Well, yeah, no, that's not.
he's
going
going to have people
know what I mean?
courting him. That's the
right,
thing.
right, yeah,
Now, see, that's the thing.
Drew Brees too. He's going to be a free agent.
yeah.
I think he already said like I'm gonna. I think
He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
resign,
stay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it makes sense for him. He's a lack of a better word, not to say that he is. He's a god there.
Oh yeah,
He brought him a Super Bowl.
Right,
He's
yeah.
beloved there.
Yeah.
His family, his kids have grown up there. It makes more sense for him to stay.
I think he signs a 3-year deal and retires when it's over.
He'd be 42.
42.
He's 39 right now.
right. So I think he does a 3-year deal. And
I mean,
How about this?
Remember
Drew
when he was in
Brees?
San Diego? He
You know
like
what-
spent like 2 years on the bench.
Do you know what his
And then the
completion
Dolphins.
percentage was this year? Drew Brees.
high.
Try and guess. He broke the record.
Yeah, it was 75%.
75%
Yeah.
of his passes.
That's a wild.
At
And that's-
39.
And that's
crazy.
And that's not even like the age thing's a big thing. That's when Ted Ginn is like your second receiver.
I know.
Well,
yeah.
Michael Thomas is really good.
No.
Yeah,
Not downplaying that.
But yeah,
like,
Ted
when-
Ginn, Willie Snead.
Right.
Yeah, but he was out for 4,
Yeah,
6
he
weeks
missed
or
a
something
quarter of
like
the
that.
my
season.
draft league.
Yeah, I had him.
The draft league says that Willie Snead never played this year.
Who's the tight end that they got? He used to play for the Colts.
Flecker.
Fleener.
Kobe Fleener. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was out for most of the season.
What's his name's roommate in college?
And,
that's
I
why they
mean,
drafted him. The Colts.
the minute-
he
Luck.
was
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
Luck's
yeah.
roommate in
They're a
college.
Minnesota Miracle away from being in the
Yeah,
NFC Championship
Yeah.
game.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah. Right.
A crazy
How
like,
dope
last
was
second
that?
play.
How dope is that?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
It was a good game, actually.
That was a real this weekend. As much as I shit on the NFL for
I thought
being a terrible
Minnesota
product,
was going to just run away with it like halfway through, and the Saints start coming back.
yeah, that actually leads me right into our next segment. I put up a poll today, late in the day. Not much time for the social media second, but and it's not even Boston sports related. It's just 2 really cool moments. Which one's better, the Stephon Diggs helmet flip, or the Joey Bats bat flip?
Well, give me the context to the Joey Bats bat flip
I
again.
believe that was a Game 7 walk-off in the ALDS.
So to go to the
Or Game 5. I'm sorry, Game 5, because that's a 5-game series, the ALDS.
to go to the conference.
Conference
They're both
championship.
to go to conference championships.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
I'm gonna say the Stephon Diggs helmet flip.
It
Yes.
just looked dope.
Yes.
Not only because it looked dope, it's also the first ever game-winning touchdown with no time left on the clock in the history of the NFL playoffs.
Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
I mean, there's been a lot of walk-off home runs.
Yeah.
There's only been one touchdown with time gone
Right.
ever, and it was a 61-yard touchdown.
That was a crazy game. When they went down and got that field goal, I was like, oh, holy shit. And by the way, we've been saying it, that Sean Payton is a wildly overrated coach. He almost lost in that game.
Yeah.
Those 2 challenges, you're real dumb.
Yeah, to be honest with you,
You fucking leave one timeout. You're down 3 with 7 minutes left in the game. You leave your team with 1 timeout. Brutal. They got back in that game despite
both those
Sean
coaches, Shermer didn't, or not Shermer,
Zimmerman.
Zimmer didn't do a great job managing the clock either.
No, he didn't. That's
And
true.
the
But
thing-
I anticipate that from him.
Yeah.
New coach, or a young coach.
Sean Payton is on the hot seat, and I kill Mike Tomlin a lot, and he was getting on the hot seat for that onside kick.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know if I have a problem with the onside kick.
I don't love the onside kick. I think the fact that they didn't go for the QB sneak
Because
on the 4th and 1 is real.
yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when they did the onside kick, there was like 2 minutes left,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In my mind, if you don't stop them, if you don't get a 3 and out,
Yeah.
the game's over anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The game. So whether you get a 3-and-out, why not try and get the ball back on the onside kick? Because if you're and then try and stop them.
Right.
Because if you give up a first down, they're just going to run the clock out anyway.
Right. That's true.
And he had he had 3 timeouts, 2 timeouts in the 2-minute warning.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
He lets the 2-minute warning hit. There's 17 seconds left on the clock. The Vikings run a play. Now there's 10 seconds left on the clock.
Right.
He lets the 10 seconds run.
Right.
Hits the 2-minute warning and gets the stop. I was like, why not call a timeout?
Right. And then make him run a play and then
make him run the play and then maybe call a timeout again before and then let the 2-minute warning. Now you have the most amount of time instead of just letting a free 10 seconds run off.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it was very bizarre.
I mean, Tomlin makes a lot of dumb. The biggest thing with Tomlin is he doesn't know how to control his team.
Right. No, absolutely.
Le'Veon Bell, 1 o'clock in the morning, the day of the game, is tweeting we have 2 second-round games. Like, we're going to beat both teams. Like, it's not even going to be.
It's crazy. A lot of people are laughing at Jalen Ramsey for making fun of the Steelers for being so boisterous with how they were going to roll through the Jaguars and they're going to have to play the Patriots. And they're like, oh, but right after the game you said that you were going to win the Super Bowl.
We're going to win that bitch.
We're going to win that bitch. Didn't you just do the same thing that the Steelers did?
Just looking past.
Yeah, just looking right past your next opponent.
It's actually crazier what Jalen Ramsey did because the team he's looking past isn't the the Jaguars who have been historically bad. Irrelevant. Right. You know what I mean? This is the best team in the NFL for the past 20 years.
I also don't mind the Jalen Ramsey as much because he was addressing the crowd at home, which you wouldn't see again for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? So, it wasn't like this I'm at home thinking about it and I'm ignoring the Patriots and I'm thinking about Minnesota. It wasn't the same. You're kind of rallying the troops. It's the same thing where Tom Brady, where they did the send-off last year. They didn't look past any opponent, but the little send-off parade thing they do. And he was like, hey, we're going to have to play a tough opponent. They're a great team. But we're going to need you guys, and you guys got to be loud, and if you're going to the game, we need you, because we want to bring this sucker home, and then he did the whole thing. So, you do that little hype, whatever, thing to get the crowd into it. I don't mind Jalen Ramsey saying it, but then if there's any conversation continuing from that point, then it's like, no, you really think that you're just sleeping on the page?
It's been other people, though, on the Jags have made some other comments.
Did you see, who was it that said that the Patriots pumping their tires is disrespectful?
Telvin Smith, the linebacker. It was I know what they're really doing.
Yep, they're acting. It's all like kayfabe, or they're just pumping our tires. They don't respect us. They're just saying what they think we want to hear or whatever. I'm like,
what?
You know what it is? And I hear this from a lot of professional athletes. You have to believe you can win the game.
Of course, I don't want him to go out and say, "I'm not sure if we're going to win next week." So
no. I'm just saying,
Jalen Ramsey's too sassy for that anyway.
Yeah, I just think that's always been the thing. As much as I think I've probably made fun of Sherman for his trash talking and stuff. I'm like, dude, you've won one,
right? Yeah.
And and it was a blowout. It wasn't when they're close. You haven't,
right.
Come on,
yeah.
And this is the other thing that's been pissing me off against the Jaguars. They're not better than the Legion of Boom was. They're not even the best ranked defense in the NFL.
In the NFL,
right now,
right. Yeah.
They're not better.
I think they're very similar.
The Legion of Boom was historic, and the Pats put up 20. How many? 28 in that game? Was that how many?
24-20. Is that the final score? It's either 28-24 or
I thought it was 28-24.
28-24. Yeah.
So, and that offense is better,
right?
than the Jags' offense was.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, it's the Pats have played really good defenses before.
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. Well, it's one of those teams they lead the league in sacks.
They're second.
Yeah, Saxonville Jaguars.
They're second. You know who actually leads the league in sacks?
Arizona.
No.
Who?
The Steelers.
Oh right, yeah.
They led the league in sacks.
I didn't know. Yeah.
I just know that what's his name led the league.
Yeah, Calais Campbell, right?
No.
Oh, Chandler Jones wound up finishing. Yeah.
Yeah.
See how well it worked out.
The Steelers. I'm pretty sure the Steelers led the league in sacks.
Saxonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville finished second.
What do you think? What's a better nickname, the Saxonville Jaguars or the Zim Reapers?
Oh, the Zim Reapers. I don't like calling them the Saxonville Jaguars. I just like calling them Saxonville.
Or Saxonville, yeah.
But the Zim Reapers, I haven't heard that one before.
That's the Minnesota thing.
You want to talk about another team that has stars on it?
Yeah,
Minnesota.
Everett Griffin is that
Griffin's
guy,
the star. because he always
Actually, I take that back kind of
Griffin's a
though,
star. And
because
Smith.
Harrison Smith is a
Smith.
stud, and so is Xavier Rhodes.
Xavier Rhodes is filthy. Yeah.
Did I say that to you? Or I was talking to somebody,
Maybe.
and I was like, "Is it just me, or does Notre Dame put out good
you
linebackers
did- yeah,
and
yeah.
good safeties? Like
Right.
not every year, but like
Right.
Alabama too. They put out good linebackers and good safeties, and they can't produce a cornerback to save their life.
no, yeah, they no.
But if they're a safety,
Yep.
they're
They got it
nasty.
all figured out.
Also, FSU might be the new cornerback U because Jalen Ramsey,
Yep.
Florida State kid.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of Florida State.
Xavier Rhodes,
Florida State.
Florida State guy.
Ooh.
Oh, same thing with well, I mean, he's not really in the league. I don't think he's in the league anymore. But
I think so.
Cromartie,
Mm.
Cromartie played for the Jets.
Yeah.
He talks about it how like
The
he
guy with the super sperm, right?
Yes.
he went there for only 3 years and left early because he has like a 6th grade reading level, and they passed him along. He was part of that like scandal.
Yeah. Well, the results of the social media second are that the Stephon Diggs
It's the helmet
flip is better.
It was
About
that's
70%.
also kind of recency bias.
Recency
probably.
bias for sure, and the Joey Batista bat flip was also in the 7th inning. It wasn't a walk-off.
Oh,
But it was game 5, 3-run home run to put him up.
You know what also it is?
Baseball.
It's the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
also
That bat flip sparked a lot of controversy.
there's a couple things though. Bat flips happen pretty often. Like
Helmet flips never happen. Right.
Hey,
Well, you
people don't
you
even
get
take
thrown
their,
out of the
Right,
game.
people don't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
take their helmets off
Right,
very
right.
often, let alone take it off and
It
just
depends on who it
like
is.
fucking
Yeah.
flip it.
Right, yeah.
Also-
You got to be off the field or you can be ejected
Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
What the social media second
It's at
should have
least a
been.
penalty.
What the social media second should have been, and it would have just been 100% in the awesome category, is how awesome is Deion Lewis's celebration where he just flips the fucking.
Football. I hate it.
Wait, really?
I hate that.
Oh, it's the cool. I love
It's
it.
cool. It's cool. I think, and
He does it every time.
I do
now.
it. It's a very dated reason for me to not like it. I know that there's not a man holding that camera anymore. But I always think about, whenever I see it happen, I think about the guy holding the old camcorder to his eye and be like, ow. You know what I mean? Just
Even if
hitting
there
the
is a
ball.
guy holding it, I
Yeah.
think it's like a.
No,
like
it's one of those ones.
No,
that
they got, yeah, no,
walk
I know. That's what I'm
around,
saying.
yeah.
I know there's not a man there anymore, but I always think of back in the day when there'd be a camera
He's
guy.
not. He
standing
doesn't
there.
have his eyeball in it.
Well, no,
He's
they used
holding
to.
it.
I know,
I'm talking
but
about
I know.
now.
But what I'm
Dave's
saying is that
saying,
I'm saying,
I imagine. Like
yeah,
the guy
I'm
like,
stuck.
ah.
And when I see someone hit a camera, I think of the guy that's holding
Wanna
it.
know
And I
what's
know
fun-
they have the
wanna
thing
know
that
what's even
holds it.
funnier?
WWE
I
still
imagine
does
the
that.
exact same. I imagine the exact same thing.
Yeah,
and
and that's why
I
you
like
like
it
it.
because of that. Like I don't give a fuck.
Right. I'm
Just
just like, that fucking poor camera guy. And I'm like, oh, there's no one there. I'm
no,
like,
I
but
like
I
it.
hate
I
it.
like
Like,
the.
So you kind of put it like the same kind of lines as like Meadow World Peace when he like fell into the or was it him or was it Rodman that like fell in
Yeah.
to the
And
crowd
kicked the camera in
and
the
kicked
dick.
the camera
Yeah.
guy in the dick.
yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, so like, poor guy.
There was
He's just trying to do his job.
and the best thing about it actually is he does it so. It's not like he runs into the end zone and then sprints over to the camera.
Yeah, no,
he
yeah.
like runs in and he'll celebrate or whatever, and then
And just,
like
like, walks up
gradually
and-
make his way over to the camera and be like,
Yeah. No,
It's
it
never
is
like-
cool. It is cool.
He always does it like as like part of like the group celebration. It's
Right.
never like.
He's implementing the fans at home.
What about
all
the
right?
freeze tag last week?
See, the
I
thing.
loved that.
The
I
reason-
fucking loved that.
The reason I like the Deion Lewis one is because it's super simple.
Yeah.
But it's something that they couldn't do before. Like I
Right,
don't think
right,
they
right,
could
yeah.
throw the ball at the camera.
Yeah,
Who was the
right.
quarterback
But
that
the-
held
I
the
don't
freeze
like-
tag?
Keenum.
He held
Dude,
that
he held
for
the
really
fuck out
long,
of
and
that
he
thing.
looked like
I
he
know.
wasn't
He
moving.
was
I
like
was
he was
is
the
that-
last one to move. He was the first one to freeze.
The
and last one to
Vikings have
move.
been doing a lot of fucking like super
I like it.
like intricate fucking
Yeah,
touchdown
real
celebrations.
elaborate.
I don't think I like those ones as much, although they did break out Duck Duck Goose.
Dr. Goose was
Was
awesome.
Vikings, yeah.
Right. I like the freeze tag one a lot because it was just like the guy just went back to the sideline and then just tagged everybody like as he was going by, like doot doot, and hits Keenum, and then everyone just freezes, and then the last guy gets touched, he runs up, hits the next guy, and then it's like all right, and then they all just ran to the huddle.
The-
That was awesome.
One of the best moments in football actually happened in that Vikings game.
Yeah.
After Diggs has the game-winning touchdown,
Yeah.
they're trying to get the Saints back on the field to kick the extra point
Yeah,
or
yeah.
to take the knee.
Right.
and Keenum is doing the skull thing
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
crowd,
yeah.
and they did the low shot,
Yeah.
so it's like on the
You
field,
can see like up,
and you
onto
can
the-
see
yeah,
up
yeah.
and he's doing the. It was
Right.
one of the coolest fucking.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Skull,
Right.
skull,
Right.
and he's like leading the crowd.
That was cool. That was really cool. That was an awesome weekend of football, except for the Pats games.
Yeah.
Every game I thought was good. That was
I
really
hate that. I hate the NFL and like scouting and shit like that. Like, why is Keenum not considered like? He was undrafted.
Mhm.
He's only 6 feet tall.
Right.
He has an average arm and an average mobility.
right.
So they're like, oh well, so he's not going to be good. To me, quarterback is entirely a mental position.
Right.
You can have the most average arm, the most average mobility. Like Tom Brady is not athletic by any stretch,
Right.
Drew Brees,
but he's
5'11".
but he's just if you're smart enough to read defenses like this, you
Right.
know,
Right.
and dissect everything, and you know who's going to be open.
Right.
It doesn't matter how
Right.
athletic you are.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So I hate like the kid from Wyoming. Mel Kiper's mock draft came out, and the kid from Wyoming, Josh Allen, is projected. He has him projected as the number 1 pick. He's 6'4".
Right, yeah,
He can throw the ball a mile.
Yeah.
He's got good mobility. He also threw like 26 touchdowns and 20 interceptions.
Yeah.
He also
yeah.
played at Wyoming.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
awful.
Right. Right.
It'll be some dude in the 6th round.
Yep. That'll be the best quarterback. Yeah, right.
Who'll be the best quarterback out of the draft.
Absolutely. I'm going to move on to something real quick. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Excited about this?
No.
I have no idea what it is.
Okay.
So good.
Well, this has been this week's Red Sox report.
Josh Dow of the Sports Report,
Yep.
did text me last night and say that the Red Sox offered JD Martinez
a contract.
5-year, $100 million or something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Which isn't the worst thing in the world.
I think he'll sign it. Like, I don't know how much money he's
I
gonna
think he'll
get.
buckle and do it too.
Yeah.
And I'll take JD Martinez.
Yeah.
I said I wanted him. I'll take him. I don't think he's the answer, the full blown answer, but you need pop. He makes you better.
Why not just get better? If you can't get to be
Right.
the best,
Right.
at least just get better.
Yeah, right.
Compete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't just roll. I mean, actually, I was on the rollover side last podcast.
You were, yeah.
I was 100% on the if you can't win.
Well, also, if you're waiting for next year, hypothetically, you're really holding out the opportunity to possibly get Harper or something like that.
Right.
First of all, why? He wants to go to fucking Chicago. You're wasting your time.
Yep.
Second of all, why not go out and get like Batista? Is it Jose Batista? Is it
Joey Bats?
No, not Batista. Jose Abreu.
Abreu. Yep.
He's been a monster since he came in the league. Go out and get him.
I don't think Houston's going to let him go.
No. I'm talking about Abreu.
Was it the White Sox first baseman?
White Sox first baseman.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
he
thinking
just.
about Tuve. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. No, he's
Well,
the-
if they could go get Jose Altuve,
yeah, that's
just
not
do that.
happening.
That makes you better. For sure.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're waiting a year to get that big bat,
Yeah.
I get it, and he's not going to be like a bad option for you. The only way he comes in and does anything for me is I don't want him to take away at bats for the young players you have because he's an outfielder.
Right.
We're like a couple years away from the MLB being the NBA, where there's 2 teams, and then there's everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be the Yankees and the Cubs,
Yep.
and then everyone else.
Right.
Just like
And
it's-
maybe the Dodgers, but they
just
just
like
spend their
it's
money
the-
on stupid shit.
Hey, you'll see other teams like the
Giants.
The Spurs just always
Yeah,
do it, like
yeah.
how in the NBA.
Yeah,
like
there's going to be
gonna
Houston.
Yeah, you're right.
Houston is going to be like the
right.
Spurs.
See, they're
they're
a team
just
that's like
scrappy.
they can
Yeah.
keep it. If they can keep that together for a couple
That's
years,
gonna be a good team.
They're gonna. I'm not saying.
No, yeah, they could maybe.
I'm not saying they can out hit fucking
The Yankees
New
or- yeah,
York
right,
Yankees,
yeah.
but
No, but
they're
that's-
young enough and talented enough.
That is a good team. That is a good.
Maybe it's a 4-team thing. You know what I mean?
Right,
no,
But
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
I got your
you're gonna see like 4 very clear like favorites for the World Series
Right.
every year.
Yeah.
Well, even that, like last year, we watched the Red Sox. Like They won the division.
Also, I'm
Despite me.
I 1,000% think this is. I know we're not talking about the Celtics right now, but this is 1,000% the Celtics year to make the finals. To beat Cleveland.
Well, I think it's this or next year.
I think
I
it's
think
this
the
year.
Cavs fall apart next year.
I think the Cavs are falling apart this year.
Yeah.
Oh well, no, they are. I mean, their roster will literally be broken apart.
Did you hear what Stephen A. said? He's like, whatever you have to do, you go out and get Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
He said you do Tatum, and Horford.
And did you hear his reasoning for why he wants to get rid of Tatum, though?
No.
Because he thinks that what Anthony Davis does and what Tatum does are kind of similar. Like, they kind of overlap, whereas Jaylen Brown complements Davis more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because their games are kind of similar.
I think you would have...
I would be fine if they traded Jaylen Brown and someone else.
Right. I want to keep Tatum. I want to give up neither.
I was
going to say...
I don't know. I feel like I would make the deal of Brown and Horford for Davis in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Yeah, I know.
I think you would eventually... It would almost become like you had... Only you would have them in their prime... A freaking Garnett and freaking Pierce in their prime.
Right.
And I don't want to say that. Hey, this guy's Garnett and this guy is Pierce, but
I don't think you're wrong for saying Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is probably a lot better than Garnett.
Even if you're not talking about Tatum, even if you're saying Davis is
Hayward.
Garnett, Hayward is Ray Allen, and Kyrie Irving's Paul Pierce.
Yeah,
whatever.
Right.
I'm just
And
saying,
then Tatum's like that Rondo,
That
the
important
other
piece.
piece.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
You're close. You're close to that.
Well, they were also saying if you're blowing up Cleveland and there's a possibility of you keeping LeBron, do you trade for Anthony Davis?
Say that again. If
you're planning on blowing up the team, like you see this year, it's just these
the
guys
Cavs.
aren't. Yeah, they're not working out, and you already know LeBron says, "Listen, I'm coming. I'm going to come back, but you got to get me Anthony Davis."
They'd have to trade the Celtics, the Brooklyn pick.
Yeah, they'd have
There's
to trade
no
the Brooklyn.
way
Yeah, they'd have to give up Kevin Love to make the money work.
That's what I'm saying
Yeah, I'm
too.
trying to
Like
think
it's
of
a
how-
lot.
yeah, it's a
And then
lot.
they're saying like if you don't,
you could do it with Tristan
well,
Thompson.
well, they said if you, and then he goes, if you don't, they're both going to L.A. Good luck.
Right.
And
The
I'm like,
Celtics-
that's crazy.
If the Celtics think that there's a chance he goes to Cleveland, Anthony Davis,
Yeah, you trade for him.
they should make they have better pieces. They're
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely a better trade partner.
And trade away your draft.
Right. No, I mean, but really. Like,
I would. I honestly,
right.
I would trade
Take
away
the draft picks.
the Lakers pick and the Celtics pick this year,
Right.
the Lakers pick. I would get rid of them
Yeah.
Right.
Thank
and
you.
you still have all those future
because
firsts or whatever.
at a
Right.
certain point, I mean,
Yeah, there's only 12 guys on a
there
roster.
was a I can't remember who I was listening to today. They're like the Celtics are 5 years into a rebuild. At what point are they not in a rebuild anymore?
When they
Well, I always think it is a 5-year plan.
But
Like,
if they're-
so I think,
he's,
like, to me,
he's
this is
saying
like-
they're 5 years into a rebuild. I think at a certain if you make the
Right,
Eastern
right.
Conference Finals, you're not rebuilding anymore.
Right,
You're
right.
competing.
Well, I think why some people are holding on to that is because you went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. And then you went and rebuilt the team. Like it's
Right, yeah, it's
not
true.
saying
It's a
you're
completely
wrong.
restructured team.
It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like
I know you
hey,
did.
and then we rebuilt it again.
But at a certain
right.
point, you're not rebuilding anymore.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the rebuild in the word. Or not,
When
it's
you're the
not meant
number one
the way
seed
that
in the
it's-
Eastern Conference, you're not rebuilding.
Oh no,
Right,
you're
right,
the
right,
number
right.
one seed in the
No,
Eastern
you're right. Yeah,
Conference.
yeah.
So
I think the reason why they would still say they're in the rebuild process is because technically the ramifications or the pieces they acquired haven't been filtered through yet since your rebuild started.
I think
the Nets pick, even though they traded it away, isn't over. Like they're not done with the rebuild process because they're still acquiring things from the original rebuild.
I think that the reason it's not considered. Oh, sorry. The reason it's not they're still considered a rebuild is because there's an idea that this isn't the final what you see.
That's what I'm saying.
of this
Yeah.
team. But the thing is,
Still with Hayward too.
the thing is, no team is really in their final. Like the Cleveland
Okay,
Cavaliers
yeah,
are where
right,
they are
exactly.
right now.
Right,
They
yeah.
could make a trade at the deadline, and
Right.
they're not rebuilding.
Right.
I think the teams that like what you're saying, like it's like you never see it. I think there's only like very few teams. Like I even
Golden State, I would say, is
Yeah.
100% not in a rebuild.
yeah, like
their
Golden
team
State's-
is set.
They're not really going to do anything. San Antonio's kind of notorious for picking up that one
Yeah, they
piece
get
of the
that
trade
one- yeah,
deadline
yeah.
that's not even like an exotic pickup. It's like it's a guy that can come off the bench and get us some scoring because
They just lost Kawhi Leonard indefinitely.
yeah, he's out again.
Yeah, that
Another
stinks.
same injury.
I heard Houston might get DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, I've heard that. That would help them a lot. I think that's a really good fit.
I think the Cavs should get DeAndre Jordan if they want to be good because their defense is so
Yeah.
bad.
But DeMarcus Cousins, supposedly, did you hear what Alvin Gentry said about Anthony Davis being traded to the Celtics?
They would have to trade me the Pats.
Yeah, he said, sure, we can, Anthony Davis is for sale. We just want the New England Patriots and the 2 planes that team bought.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I was talking to a guy at work,
But
he
if-
said,
but that
he said,
makes
You know what
sense.
you should do? You know what you should do as a basketball coach? To get better at basketball, why don't you trade for the team that's better at basketball? Like, why reach for the Patriots when the Celtics really are better than your team? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I understand he's just being, like outlandish. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to give us the Patriots.
Well, no, also
just say,
Is that a shot in the face to the Saints?
Give us the Celtics.
It's also-
yeah, right.
Just like we'd rather have the
well,
Patriots.
that's what I was going to say. You're in New Orleans. You already have a team that made it to the almost made it to the NFC Championship.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right, yeah.
You
You're
have
gonna-
Tom Brady. You have Drew Brees.
Drew Brees, yeah.
And they're, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
yeah, of course, yeah,
You
yeah.
have your franchise quarterback. What are you worried about?
Yeah, we're going to do the Patriots. Like, no, you should probably want to be the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
like that should work. Why don't you just trade rosters and then the Patriots?
I understand
The
what
Pats probably aren't good at basketball. You know what I mean?
I understand-
I don't think Tom Brady has
I
much
understand
ups.
what he's saying though. Like,
Yeah.
why
You're
would,
gonna have
why
to
would
give
you
us-
why would you want to get rid of Anthony Davis?
Right, yeah, you're going to have to give us everything that your city
He's supposed to
loves
be the
because-
guy that they're building around. Like,
Right,
why
right. Well, a lot of people think that might be DeMarcus Cousins.
they're going to keep
No,
him instead?
keep him instead. I mean, one of the two is going to leave because both of them together isn't working.
Yeah.
They play really well together.
They tried
The team
it.
doesn't do any
Yeah,
good with
they
both
tried
of them.
it. It's not working.
Did you see Rondo's night the other night? Fucking, what do you have, 6 points, 27 assists
Where the hell was this?
Jesus.
in New Orleans?
Oh,
Are we
really?
Gonna talk
Yeah, he's
about,
an
are we
Orleans
going
point
to talk
guard.
about Kyrie Gate or Thomas Gate? Isaiah Thomas?
We can touch on that. I'm actually hold on 1 second. We'll get there. Rondo, the New Orleans Pelicans lineup starting 5.
Yeah.
Do you remember Etwan Moore?
Yeah.
He used to be the backup point guard
Yeah,
for the Celtics.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
kind of like
I
combo
do.
guard.
Etwan Moore? Yeah.
Yep. Their starting 5 is Rajon Rondo, Drew Holiday, point guard,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Etwan Moore,
Small forward.
small forward, DeMarcus Cousins, Anthony Davis, or vice versa.
So they have
flip the two.
3-point
They have
guards.
3 point guards or like combo guards, and then Cousins and Davis. I'm like, you don't have a fucking wing player. Like you have 3 point guards.
Maybe that's
basically.
why they want to trade Davis. They're like, listen, we got to get some other
Yeah,
pieces
hey,
here.
we'll take Jalen.
Yeah.
Like, Jalen would be really nice around here. We take it. That's it. Yeah, I looked at their starting 5 the other night and I was like, that's unreal. That's ridiculous.
I would trade both picks, Jalen Brown and Al Horford. I think that's how much you would have to give up.
Anthony Davis is the man.
Yeah,
I think that's how much you'd have
Would
to
you
give
do it
up.
for Cousins?
I'd do it for either one of them, I
Either
think.
one. Yeah.
See,
know
I don't
you
want I don't want Cousins on the team because I think he is demonstrative. I like Anthony Davis. I think Cousins probably is the better big guy.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
He
he's
is.
a better
He's more,
big. if
he's
you needed
more of a
big
center than
Davis is.
Davis.
I just think
Davis is just a great stretch
You put
four.
Anthony Davis with Brad Stevens. Just watch
That,
that
it would
cook.
be unreal. That would be unreal. Yeah. And then so I'm going to do a Dave Speaks this week that's going to be about what really grinds my gears. I got a couple things that I'm going to address. And the Isaiah Thomas situation is one of them, but it's not directly Isaiah Thomas because he backed off here.
Is Paul Pierce being super petty?
I don't think he is. I don't
feel
think
like
he is.
he is being a little bit petty.
I think he shouldn't have said it.
I feel like, well, I mean, tell the truth. If that's really how you feel, then
Right.
Yeah, be honest.
But he's being petty. Like, it's just a video. Just like, why do you give a fuck?
Well, then don't do it on. Don't have his retirement night the same night as Isaiah. If that's what you're gonna do.
I know. I understand. Like, this is supposed to be my night.
Yeah,
The guy is.
But I just don't think if it was
He's
me,
Paul
I just
Pierce.
don't think
He's
if
the
it was
truth. Damn it!
I don't think if it was me in that situation that I would honestly care that you have a 90-second video at the front of my night.
Yeah, and at first he said, like, yeah, whatever, he'll be the hors d'oeuvres, I'll be the appetizer, main course, and dessert, or whatever, right? So, true, that's fine. Which made it sound like he was okay with it, and then Danny called him.
I don't know about that because that still comes off to me as petty. What he just said, like
Well,
he
no,
is,
that's what Isaiah said. Like Isaiah said the same. No, Paul Pierce said that quote.
I'll be that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That quote is like dripping and
No, that's what Isaiah said. He says he gets the whole night. All I want is just the beginning thing. He gets the rest of the night to him. I just want to have my family there to show me or to show them how much they love me here in the city or whatever. Which I hate that.
Well,
I don't like Isaiah's.
I don't understand.
I don't like Isaiah's like reasoning for not doing it on the original night. And what the Celtics should have done is just said, "Listen, this is the only night we can do it.
Right.
So either you do it now, or we'll just like put it out on Twitter or something.
Right.
Like, why don't they just release the video?
Yeah, we'll send you a DVD. Like, Jesus Christ.
We'll just put it out like the day of the Paul Pierce game or something like that. We could put it out on Twitter. We just won't show it in the stadium.
When we did the Bomb Cyclone episode, I talked about this then. That the fact that you need to prove to your family how much the city loves you is like they don't believe you. Like, what is the problem? And why do you
I think
it's just odd.
We watch those videos. It's his kids. He's got to prove it it to a 4-year-old that he was loved in Boston.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I hate
the
whole situation.
I
think Paul's absolutely right when he changed it up and said, because Isaiah said it first, and then they asked Paul about it. What do you think about Isaiah saying he'll take the first few minutes? He says, "Oh yeah, whatever. He'll be the hors d'oeuvres," and then he's right. Like, I'll have the rest of the night. I'll be the appetizer, whatever. And then Danny called him and said, like, "Hey, do you mind if we do this?" And then he was like, "To be honest with you, Danny, no, I'm not comfortable with it." And he's like, "All right, okay, no problem." And then he went on TV and said, "I just don't want to be watching Isaiah Thomas highlights on the night that my jersey's being retired. Like, I don't want to look up and watch his stuff." I'm like, I get it.
He never played with the guy.
I get
it's one thing
right.
if you played on the same team.
Yeah. I think if Paul Pierce is completely within his right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. My jersey number's never going to be retired, so I have no clue what it's like.
The thing, the thing.
Play a day for the Celtics, it might, because they retire everybody's number.
This is the thing, though. He's going to watch Isaiah Thomas highlights on the day of his thing. Because Isaiah's going to play in the game that his jersey's being retired at.
Right.
So you're going to watch.
But watching the game isn't.
You're going to watch Isaiah Thomas
the
night your jersey's going to be retired. All this is before the game starts.
Yeah, but it's not like a thank you tribute to the whole, like, oh, the city of Boston loves you. And then.
Have you been since, like, the new, like, not ownership, but the new, like, the way it's been run since the Big Three? Have you been to any of the games now? Like, before the game starts, they literally stop, like, everything it's black. That's all you see is the video of highlights, and then it's Garnett screaming anything as possible. Yeah. And then they just start going crazy, and they have the guy on the freaking stilts and shit. It's a show, but it's also everyone's attention's on it. It's going to be, as a fan, I go to see Paul Pierce night, and then I see a video about Isaiah Thomas, and be like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
The way I would imagine they do it,
yeah,
because it's obviously it's in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The away team gets announced first.
Mm-hmm.
You tell the Cavaliers, like, "Hey, we're going to announce Isaiah first. First.
Yeah.
The lights go dark. Isaiah tribute pops up on the thing.
Yeah.
Right when it ends, you go, the starting point guard for the Cavaliers, Isaiah Thomas. He comes out. You go through the Celtics thing, or the Cavaliers thing. Then it goes to this, are you ready for your Boston Celtics or whatever?
Yeah.
You play a little Paul Pierce video.
Right.
And then or it says like Paul Pierce Day or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And then you announce the starting lineup for the Boston Celtics.
Right.
And you set the tone after the Isaiah thing that this is from now on.
Yeah.
From this point on.
Yeah.
It's Paul Pierce.
Here's the problem. I think that they do the jersey before the game.
No, they drew the jersey after, I heard.
Oh, is it after the game?
Yeah, they're putting the jersey in the rafters after the game.
Oh, because they did Kobe's.
I was going to say, they usually do it before the game.
I heard that the jersey is going up after the game.
Okay.
I just stick around and we're going to do it.
Yeah, but a lot of fans leave. The only thing that I would say to that is,
if they're doing it before the game, it makes sense not to do it.
But it's too much at once. Like, God, I just came to watch a game and say goodbye to Paul Pierce. He's retired.
I don't know. That's a cool night to go.
I know.
To go on the Isaiah tribute night and the Paul Pierce night?
I think it muddies the waters.
I think that the Celtics told Isaiah, like, hey, back out. You'll look better because you look kind of petty.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people think Paul Pierce looks petty, too. I don't think he does. I think it's his night.
I think he looks petty because I wouldn't handle it like that.
That's why.
I wouldn't care.
Would you handle it like Isaiah?
I wouldn't care if I was either one of them. I don't care if you honor me, and I don't care if you don't honor me.
Right, yeah.
Here's the other thing. If you loved Boston so much, Isaiah, why'd you live in Washington State?
Right. Well, that's where he's from.
I understand that, but you've played there for 3 years.
Well,
you said you loved it, but you didn't move to Boston?
No, it took Tom forever to move from California.
I'm
It took
talking
him like 10 years.
No, but the way that he's making it sound like,
Right.
Come on, man, like I live there. Like you never bought a house.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. He
like-
had a place.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not
yeah.
like I've heard of NFL players that literally they move to a town,
Right.
They get signed to a town,
Yeah.
They play one season, they get traded. Now they got to sell the house and they got to figure all that out. I understand,
Right.
But you finally found your quote unquote home,
Right.
You spent 3 years there. You didn't think to look into getting a house?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you thought that you were that beloved,
Right.
you're making that big deal.
I just don't think those two match.
I'm just playing into the mindset of
Right.
come on, man, it's the greatest thing. Like I was ready to commit. I was ready to commit the rest of my career there.
Yeah. No, I get it. I wouldn't.
I'm not saying he didn't show that with his play. Him coming back after his sister died. I'm not saying that.
Right. No,
I understand that. Like I was, like I said, I would be like, I don't care. I don't care if you do it,
and that's fair.
and I don't care if you don't do it.
Right.
It would be cool to
Right.
get a tribute video,
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like I would be
It'd be cool to get your jersey retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's a conflict, then it's a conflict.
Or is it Paul Pierce sitting there going, "Are you saying we're the same? Me and this guy, we're at the same level."
One is getting
Celtic?
a 90-second video at the start of something.
I understand
and
that, but
one is getting his jersey retired in the rafters. It's
but they're
completely
both
different.
hyper competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the same thing. It's like
To
get your jersey retired in the rafters is way bigger deal than a 90-second video.
Yes, so then why should you have it on the night that I'm getting my?
Because that's the night that he's there.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I know.
saying, like,
Yeah, it's
Because they
unfortunately-
happen to choose.
Why-
So they happen to choose a Cavaliers game.
Right, that's the problem. Was that they told Isaiah, yeah, no problem, we'll do it the next time you come, and then some guy on their fucking programming thing says, shit, you know what? That's Paul Pierce night.
Well,
You
the
know what I mean?
Celtics
And
definitely
it's like, oh, fuck.
fucked it up.
Right, yeah, they did. They botched it.
Like they should have just made Paul Pierce night like.
Right, opening night of the season or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right. Yeah, that's how I felt too. But yeah, they did screw that up.
They should have done it when they're not playing a team they would potentially tribute a player.
True, yeah. Well, they may have also booked that before the trade.
Yeah, they
the trade happened
probably
right at the end
did,
of the
yeah.
year.
Well,
and
also is like,
you got to sell tickets.
what
to
do
that
you?
too. You know what I mean?
You already have a lot of people coming because you're playing the Cavs,
Right.
so you don't need to do the Paul Pierce thing
Right.
on the night that you're playing the Cavs.
Right.
They should have done it on Golden State night.
Well, maybe whatever, and and to just kind of rub it in fucking Durant's eyes that you could have had this if you came
if you
here.
They should have
this
done it
could
on
been
Golden
you.
State night because there's no Celtics on Golden State,
Right.
and Golden State is another team that's going to draw a bunch of people to.
Well, that's
the
my
stadium.
point. Is the draw to that game is going to be seeing Paul Pierce's jersey retired.
Right.
You don't need to
Also,
do.
they're playing the Cavaliers.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
you don't need it. You don't need to double.
Right.
Like, you know how you think about like a wrestling match, it's a double main event.
Right,
You don't
yeah.
need to put
you're
on
saying-
two big events.
You're saying they should have done it when they played like the Suns.
The Suns.
Yes!
When no one is going to come.
no one cares.
right.
They're gonna care about if you're looking at it purely as a marketing
Right.
purpose
Yeah.
and getting fans in the stadium.
Right.
Do it on a night that nobody cares. The Wizards.
Right.
It's a competitive game, and you get to see Paul Pierce's jersey retired.
And you get to see Paul Pierce Wizards tribute video.
Yeah. That would actually, because then the Wizards just run their own tribute video.
Right. Yeah. Just on the Celtics stadium.
Or like the
That'd be
Clippers.
nice. Right.
And the Clippers can run their own tribute
Well,
video.
remember, Paul Pierce won the 3 playoff games in a row for the Wizards. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Clutch 3 after clutch 3, game winners. Yeah, that was nuts.
I'm just saying, like, you could do
Yeah.
it on a night when it's
I think-
as important.
I think the you're right. From a marketing standpoint, I get what you're saying. I think it makes sense to do it on a rivalry game because it gets the place fucking fired up and
Yeah.
everyone's feeling nostalgia and it's like basketball's in your blood
Yeah.
that night. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But you also don't know really. I don't need Paul Pierce retiring to be amped to be a fan in the stands against LeBron. You know what I mean? But if I saw Pierce retire that, and that would just be if the Celtics beat the Cavs that night and Paul Pierce retired. You know, what I mean, that's a night as a Celtics fan. I was like, oh man, I was at Paul Pierce retirement. They beat the Cavs 118-100 or whatever, and you're just fucking. That's one of those things that goes down in personal history. So, yeah, it's if you're indifferent towards both, I can take that.
I think they both seem petty.
Oh yeah,
I just
okay.
didn't.
Yeah, that's fair.
and I actually take more offense to the fact that Paul Pierce seems petty.
Yeah,
because it's almost like I hold Paul Pierce to a higher standard.
Yeah,
just like why are you being like why don't you just?
He's always been like that though. He's always been like that.
Maybe
like,
it's because I expect my Boston athletes to not be like that. Maybe it's because I'm a Patriots fan.
he was on the only team that lost, didn't win a gold medal in the Olympics, and a lot of people say he's the reason because he thought he was Kobe Bryant, and he would tell people, he would say it all the time, I'm the best player in the league. No, you're really good. Like you're.
Did you
really
see what
good.
Shannon Sharp said though?
Yeah, and that's what my Dave Speaks is about.
I was
That's what
gonna
my Dave
say.
Speaks is about. Wild take, and yeah, just to promote it. Shannon Sharp said Paul Pierce not a top 10 Celtic.
That's insane.
That's a wild thing to say.
That's
That's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of reasons why he is, and that'll be up on Sunday, so you can check that out. But
I
that's
have
one
no
of the
comment to that. I just think it's another situation.
Yeah.
A football player.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna fucking say Paul Pierce
Right.
isn't a great Celtic.
can't-
That's one of the
People
tough
love-
things about those shows now.
Yeah.
It's just because I feel the same way. Like, hey, you're a fucking football player. But I'm like, well, he is now a sports analyst.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what
I
mean?
get
So
it.
it's like-
I'm making
No,
that
but
joke.
I
I
got
and he's
you.
is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's at least a Hall of Fame
Right.
player. Like I get it.
I can't stand him.
No, he's crazy.
I can't.
Crazy.
A lot of
in
people
his
like
own-
him.
In a,
So many people like him, and I think he sounds awful. Mm-hmm. To me,
I don't listen to him.
he comes across as like arrogant and uneducated on a lot of things.
Absolutely. Yep. I agree 100%.
I mean, he was a great football
And he clearly
Oh, yeah.
hates the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. One of the most famous NFL quotes ever is from Shannon Sharp.
Well,
Hey,
what's
someone called the National Guard because we is killing the Patriots. Where he
No.
picked up the phone on the sideline.
Now
yeah.
he played. Now who did he play with? He played. I know he finished his career with Baltimore.
The Broncos.
The
Broncos,
Broncos,
Made
yeah.
where his bread was
Yeah,
buttered.
yeah.
And then,
I think it was mainly the Broncos and Baltimore. I don't know if he played for any.
That's what
may
I'm saying.
have
Like
to stop in
sort of
between,
like
but I can't
AFC contenders.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not going to be a.
He hates them.
It's the same thing with the guy that's on that used to be. He's probably still on ESPN. Who's the older guy that played for the Broncos linebacker? That would always shit
is that
on
Mark
them.
Schlereth?
No.
No,
Schlereth was the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
He likes the
Jackson.
Pats, I think.
Jackson.
Oh, Tom Jackson. Ron
He-
Jackson. Tom
Oh.
Jackson. One of the two. Oh,
They don't
every
respect
time.
their
They hate their
coach.
coach.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
hate their coach.
Yeah, every time. It's like, shut
what
up,
a fucking
man.
clown.
Isn't that the guy Belichick like famously snubbed? Tom
Yeah.
Jackson?
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yep.
No, he snubbed him like
After-
post that comment.
after
Yeah,
he
that's
said
what I'm
it,
saying.
Yeah. They
That's
hate
why he's
their
doubled
coach.
down at this point.
I like the show I like out of all those shows is the one with Nick Wright and Chris Carter.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
like
new
Nick
one.
Wright so
and that's,
much.
And that's on in the morning, like it's
Or
got
it's like a 6
terrible
a.m.
time
show or
slot,
7
yeah.
a.m. or something like that.
But I like Chris Carter, and I like that
Yeah.
that dynamic.
I like Nick Wright so much, I just disagree with a lot of the stuff he says.
Oh, he loves LeBron.
Yeah, it's
he
ridiculous.
loves LeBron so much.
But, yeah, so that's Celtics, that's Red Sox talk,
Yeah.
Pats talk, right? So, I thought
The Bruins are scoring
who are
out of
they?
their mind.
Who are
out of
they
their
right
own mind.
now?
Unbelievable.
They're getting healthy. They got healthy.
They
That's
just
what
beat
happened.
the Canadians like 4-1.
4-1.
Renee Ramcourt retired.
Julian's Claude Julian's return to Boston got shit all
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
That's the perfect thing is to be like, yes, you could only score one goal. We scored 4.
Claude Julian
Yep.
is why I think you should fire Mike Tomlin. To compare sports, Claude Julian won a stand one Stanley Cup.
Yep.
He was a
He had a goalie stand on his head.
He was a constant. He was
Very
a
important.
he was a constantly successful.
Yeah.
He made the playoffs on a ton.
Right.
They fire him.
Mm-hmm.
They bring in a new coach.
Right.
And look what they're doing
Right.
Playing very well.
with the same team. You know what I mean?
Pretty
They've
much,
added
yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
They went on a good stretch after
And their
they got started
offense,
last year.
look
Yeah.
at their offense. It went from not being able, like their weakest thing was their offense,
Yeah.
to now they can score. So yes, just because a coach is successful,
Right.
just because they win a lot of
mean he's your
games,
best option.
doesn't mean that a change can't get you over a hump.
Yep.
Absolutely.
It's a personality thing too. Claude Julian's biggest issue was always, I'm going to play Big Z until he's like 73.
I'm not going to play my young guys.
Yeah, he hated young players.
Yeah,
he would go.
right.
He would play. They had a guy. It was like 2 years ago. He's not on the team anymore. Kelly. This guy, he would play him on like the second line constantly or the third line. And I'm like, he can't fucking buy a goal.
Right.
And then he would get injured and then come back and Claude would put him right back in. He'd put him on a line with like great players.
Yeah.
He'd score like 3 goals in a row, like 3 games in a row. He'd get a goal. And I'm like, of course he would.
Right.
And then, like, he disappears the rest of the season. I'm like, yes, because he came back to Earth.
Right.
He doesn't feel good anymore because he sucks.
Yeah, Claude Julien, actually, he makes that argument for me.
Yeah.
You can always...
That's a good example, yeah.
Just because a coach is successful does not make them,
Good, like the best coach that's out there for you.
Yeah, and it doesn't make them untouchable.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I understand Mike Tomlin has a really good winning percentage. It's like 60% of his games or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But if one coaching change can change the culture in the locker room and get you over a hump...
Yeah.
Remember when Farrell got sick again, and who was it that took over?
The bench coach.
Yeah, he's Arizona.
Terry?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, something like that.
I can't think of his...
I can't think of his name either. But they went on a tear.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah.
And now he's Arizona's manager, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a job. Man, what is it? Terry Mac? I can't remember. But he, it's proof there. And not that John Farrell was a good manager.
North Turner got fired when he was like 14-2.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The Chargers went 14-2 and they fired their coach because he didn't win a Super Bowl.
Because you can never get over the hump.
Exactly.
Well, I was going to say, you know who's a good example of a guy that won? He won, I think, multiple. He definitely won multiple championships. He's a Hall of Fame coach. But like later in his career, came back and then like that guy got fired. Right. Joe Gibbs.
Right.
Yeah.
And the game passes you by. The game's not. And that's the thing I think with Claude is he still wants to play a defensive heavy team, which is fine if the teams that you're playing against can't, like, you have a goalie that can stand on his head, and the game's slower. The game is getting faster.
Yeah, the game's passing him by.
And there's less fighting. So that was another thing that Claude always had. He always had tough guys.
Sean Thornton.
It doesn't work anymore because it's not allowed in hockey.
You get the puck into the boards, and then they would win on the boards and score goals. That's how they would score.
Which is why
they'd shoot the puck down into the corner. They would scuffle, kick the puck out, and score.
Which is weird because he hated Tyler Seguin.
Yeah.
Seguin won't win on. He would never go down in the corner and try to get a puck out.
Oh, no.
But you know who will? And he's like a dirty, like little scrungy guy. Brad Marchand.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
He's like
a rat.
He's like 5'9". Yeah. He's a little guy. He just sticks himself in there.
Yeah.
It's like, but they're
I'll
like,
fucking kill you.
But Seguin could score.
He can't.
Much.
He's such a great hockey player.
And the reason they got rid of him was because he didn't want to go down into the corner.
Yeah.
Well, he was.
Yeah, he was wild. Yeah.
He was Mike Napoli after winning the World Series.
Yeah, just
minus. Hey, we didn't win the Stanley Cup.
Right.
It's
Tuesday.
And
what are you doing?
Yeah. And you're like 20.
Right.
Like,
right.
You're underage, and it's like middle of the season. What are we doing here?
Mike Napoli is
do
my
that.
favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, he's awesome.
Shirtless with the bottle and cigarette.
Just walking down the street.
Like, Jesus.
People talked about it. They're like, man, they saw him.
Right.
They saw him for weeks.
That's awesome.
In Southie.
Like, did you ever go home? Like, just been out
he
here?
just went from
bar to bar for 3 weeks
in people's houses. Like
That's
he would
awesome.
just like, it's Mike Napoli. Let him sleep on your couch.
You know, Mike Napoli's somewhere having a conversation right now. Like that year in Boston
was nuts, dude.
That
I don't even
year in
remember
Boston.
October.
Where is he? Did he end up back in Texas?
The Indians or Texas?
I thought he ended up.
He
back
was in
Texas.
he almost won another World Series, didn't he?
I think it's with the Indians.
Is he?
I thought.
Yeah, he was.
I think he was. All right, well, let's move on real quick. Knock these out. Ready to go. This will be the second shortest thing we do.
Texas Rangers.
Oh, he's back on the Rangers.
Walker.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Texas Ranger.
Walker, Texas Ranger. Nice.
All you got to do is make a decision. That's it.
Take a look inside my crystal ball.
I forgot we even had these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be the second shortest one because there's only 2 games.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks, we got 1 game.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to write them down?
Please. No, I'm just kidding. We got Vikings, Eagles at Philadelphia for the night game. And then we have the New England Patriots hosting Saxonville.
Just a plug to a earlier thing we did.
Yeah.
We were on the Colonels.
The Colonels, the Pass the F and Popcorn stream.
Yeah,
feed.
Where he I think we gave these picks already.
We did this already.
Yeah,
right.
but,
I mean, I might switch mine.
I'm
just joking. I'm just joking.
He's going Jags. He's going Jags. I'll take it. I'll take
Go
it.
Jags.
On this podcast, I'll go Jags.
Please,
The Jag rag.
Please and thank you. So the Zim Reapers versus the Eagles and
The Sim Reapers.
the Saxonville
Sackwars.
Sackwars. That you are. Jaguars. So we'll start with the Pats game because it's the first game, right?
Yeah.
So
3 o'clock?
3 or 3:15.
I think it's 3:05 or 3:30.
Something like
All
that.
right.
3:05.
In the 3 o'clock
3:05.
hour.
Yeah.
3:05.
That's nice.
I don't remember what we said for scores.
I had
did
mine.
not
Did we
write
even-
it
did
down.
we
I'm
even
going to throw it out. I'm going
give
to throw it out
scores?
there. I think I said mine. It's
I
been
think you-
stuck
I
in my
think-
head.
I think
got
we did.
27-17. That's my score.
That's a good score, too. It's a good score.
Jaguars.
What?
No,
Whoa,
I'm just
wait.
kidding.
Now it's a bad score. Now it's a bad score.
Yeah. No, Patriots 27-17.
I think it's going to be
That number's been stuck in my head all week too. Like I just every time I think about the game, I'm like 27-17.
24-10.
That's a good one.
Pats.
Yep. Yep.
One of us was really close on the Titans game.
All three of us were.
Yeah.
Right?
We
It was
were
pretty
wildly
close.
close.
Yeah.
I think Aaron was the closest by a point. Or
Yeah,
two,
I
couple
had
points up.
35-16.
What did I?
You had 31-17.
And I had 34-18.
38-13.
38-14 or 13.
13.
Yeah, we were all
We were
within
all in
5
that.
points.
It was it was close.
Yeah. All right. 24-10. That's what
24-10. Okay, so I'm gonna go Pats.
He's going
Clarify.
Pats.
Pats.
29-5.
Pat, Aaron?
You know what?
If
I
they
really want to
lose,
go.
I'm going to beat you with this microphone.
I'm gonna go. What did you say, Joe?
24-10.
27-17. So he's going to go 25 and a half and 13.
No, I was
going
gonna say.
right in the middle.
42-2.
I'm gonna go.
Saxonville.
You know what? I'm gonna go 30-13.
Okay.
30-13.
So you're bumping me up a field goal and you're bumping them up a field goal. You're moving the needle by 3.
Oh, I was gonna originally.
I like it.
That's why I had to ask your scores again because I was originally gonna say 27-15. And then I was like,
That's a wild thing.
yeah.
15 is such an Aaron score.
That's why.
Five field goals.
Field goals.
I
Not bad.
actually,
It's not
I
the
could
worst
totally
guess.
see that happening.
Yeah, not the worst guess you've had.
I mean, eventually they would probably stop kicking field goals and
And
try
try to
and
go for
actually score
touchdowns.
touchdowns on
Right.
4th down. But
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
Just saying.
What can you do?
what if they
Yeah.
get up 15
Yeah.
to nothing, and
Right.
then the Pats score 27 unanswered?
That weirder things have happened. So, yeah. So yeah, that's that. And then Vikings, Eagles. What do you guys got for?
I really want the Eagles to win because I feel like come Super Bowl, if the
Yeah.
Pats make it,
Yeah.
that the Eagles are a much easier team to beat.
Yep, agreed.
2001
Patriots.
Yeah. But I'm going to go with the 2001 Patriots.
I am with you. I'm gonna go Vikings. I really want that home game.
Also, Case Keenum, this is a long-term prediction. Case Keenum, mildly successful starting quarterback for the rest of his career, I think.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
What did you say about your score again, Dave? I'm sorry.
27-17.
That's what I thought.
I think he pulls. I think he turns a corner. I think he was under the oppressive Jeff Fisher who kills quarterbacks.
Yep. True.
And now that he's got a good offensive coordinator, who I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Case Keenum in Arizona next year.
That would be a good one. That'd be a good fit. Could see that.
Why is the linebackers coach for the Patriots just interviewing for a straight up head coaching job? Like, we're just going to skip coordinating in
Just
general?
That's it. Why not? Why not?
I feel like there's like a stepping stone kind of thing.
Well, not unless you're Aaron Boone.
All right, well,
Just go from
solid.
not being a manager to being one.
Just being nothing.
So, yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, right.
I'm down with that.
You know, just go from playing volleyball to.
Just, yeah.
Different sport.
Just breaking hearts to volleyball
to not
to
playing.
fucking to now being a manager.
Uh,
What a wild ride. Imagine telling your kids that story.
Are
It
you
was
going
really-
Vikings?
I'm going Vikes, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Vikings.
Is it because of the
This fucking seed you planted
the
in my head?
virus that I planted in you?
Absolutely. It was a fucking...
I just think they have too good of a defense,
I think
and I
everyone's
think Foles will kind of get exposed a little bit in this game.
Yeah. The Vikings D is so tough.
Did you hear? Do you know what the lines are?
We're 9.5, right?
Not anymore. We're 7.5. Partly because of the Brady's news.
Oh, yeah, right.
Brady News dropped the line.
That's good.
But
I
they're
should
still
take that
favored.
now.
They're still favored by a touchdown.
I should take that right now.
And if they beat the Jaguars,
Yeah.
they'll be 7-point favorites against Minnesota in Minnesota.
God. That's wild. I mean, I guess you got to, experience factor really kicks in. You know what I mean? But sevens, that's steep. That's a 10-point swing.
Yeah.
Because 3 points to the home team. Man, oh, man.
Yeah, I had to explain to Jim why Minnesota playing at home would be an advantage.
Did
I was
you-
like, he's a Browns fan.
Did you hear the other thing, though? Minnesota actually has to use the away team's locker room.
Right.
And, yeah.
Right, because they would technically be the away team.
Minnesota has to use the away team's locker room.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because
And
they're technically
and
oh, man. That's wild.
Minnesota has to use the away team's locker room, and the Patriots get an advantage in tickets
Yeah.
because
They're the home team.
away conference
Yeah.
of the Super Bowl team,
Yeah.
host team,
Yeah.
gets more tickets. So, if an NFC team hosts the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
the AFC team gets more tickets.
okay, yeah,
And
yeah,
if
yeah.
an AFC team is hosting the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
I think it actually equals out because the actual host city gets more tickets too.
Right.
So,
Since
it probably
yeah,
equals
right.
out, but it's going to be equal amount Patriots and Vikings fans.
Right.
Do you
Which will
think-
also be 90% not real football
Family
fans.
and
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
executives
right.
and-
Well, they did say there's tons of executives for
Most of it's media,
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah. Right.
So it's not like a real.
and
they-
how many players that are either in the league or former players.
Right.
All the MVPs every year
It's
show
just,
up. You know what I mean?
the real benefit for the Vikings is
not having
we
to
don't
get
have
up
to
in a
travel.
hotel.
We don't have
Yeah.
to take
Right.
a plane or get
They don't have to move
sleep in a strange
at
place.
all.
Yeah.
I really hope that the Falcons would have won that game last week, so they could have just stayed home this whole time.
I do like that they have
would've
to.
been
I
cool.
do like that they have to leave. Actually,
Yeah.
it's like if we're gonna have to play them. I
Oh,
like that
right, yeah, no,
they
yeah, for
didn't
us,
get
right.
to just stay home.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, with the 2 weeks, I think it's
Jaguars.
kind of whatever. Doesn't matter. But,
Another little stat for the Pats.
yeah.
Jaguars will be playing their the last 4 out of 5 games have been on the road for Jacksonville.
That's exhausting.
So
That was so exhausting it made me tired.
Yeah, see?
How about that? All right, you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Would everybody please stand for the B.S.N. Network's weekly State of the Network?
Not this week, huh?
Nope.
You guys didn't want to stand for it, huh? No, I'm not going to do it.
I'm kneeling.
I'm not Aaron wins.
handstanding.
Aaron wins the Pro-Cheese protesting the standing of the State of the Network. Wow. You know, just show a little class, okay? A lot of people have worked hard for this. State of the Network, as Joe said, we were on Chad Dizzle Davis's Pass the F and Popcorn this week. You can check that out on his feed. Just search that.
The Colonels.
It's the Colonels. It's on his feed the same way that our shows are all on one feed.
Yeah.
You can search Pass the F and Popcorn, and then you'll see the episode, The Colonels. It's an interview podcast that he does where he kind of just gets to know the people that are around him. Or
Turns out we
he's been close
suck
to.
at sports.
Not very
Trivia.
good at sports trivia.
No.
I nailed
Well,
I nailed the football one.
Here's the
He's
thing.
really good at that.
A lot of those, especially for me, the wrestling,
Right.
all those champions that
Right.
like Bruno Sammartino,
Mm-hmm.
those guys were before I was. They were champions
Right.
before we were born.
Well, yeah, he
Yeah.
did ask us the NFL one was post 1920.
1920. Right, yeah.
So it's all of the pre-merger shit.
Right.
Just I don't.
it wasn't
fucking-
actual Super Bowl rings.
I
It was-
don't
yeah.
know that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I said the White Sox, and they had 3 and not 4. I thought they had 4.
Yeah, I
World
don't
Series.
remember.
They had 3.
I said
I
Kansas
went home
City.
and Googled that. It's like, is he sure?
I said-
And I swear they have 4. They
I
had
said
3.
San Francisco because I know they had won a couple recently.
Yeah.
And then I said Kansas City for the exact same reason.
Right.
They had just
Just won
odds
one,
are
yeah,
maybe
right.
they won
Had a couple
bunch
back to
of
back.
Yeah,
And plus they
before.
had the
St. Louis was a given.
Right.
They've won so many.
Oh, yeah.
well,
St.
the
Louis.
Yankees were the given.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, obviously, number
Got that.
one.
Yep.
I just because Yankee fans tell me exactly how many championships they have every time I see them.
Before you talk again, I'm going to let the record state, and before you get to say that, I picked the 2 number 1s on the out of
The Packers.
2 out of the 3 number ones it was, I
and
had it.
The Yankees.
Right.
Well, I was going to say the Yankees if it got
Right.
to me.
Well,
you just got to go first.
So,
you know
weird.
what?
No, but yeah, so we did that. Last week I said that we might be having a girl do some commentary things. I'm still like in contact with her to try and see how logistically how that's going to work. But I didn't lie to you. It's just still in the making. Couple podcast appearances coming up soon. Last week I said that Kevin and I will be joining Fistful of Comics. Is that the name of it? Yeah, Fistful of Comics. We'll be doing
Pintful
that
Comics?
at the end of Fistful of Jokes.
Yeah.
I always get that mixed up. Fistful of Jokes. So we're going to be doing that at the end of February. It's going to be like the last Sunday of February, I believe. So that's a way down the road. But a couple other things. We have a website that next week I think we'll start working on getting that implemented and hosting on there as well. The website, of course, is guysbostonsports.com. You can go there, check it out. It's all Boston sports stuff. It's a great blog. They have a bunch of awesome podcasts on there, too. But in a few weeks, I'd say probably next week, I'll try figuring out the details on getting it so our podcast will be up on their site as well. So you can listen to us there and also check out their stories. And then Dave Speaks coming up on Sunday. Find out what really grinds my gears, including Shannon Sharp saying Paul Pierce is not a top 10 Celtic. And a bunch of other things. So we'll be doing that. And then the reason why I said before you talk again was because I wanted to make a joke about the Let the Record State. And then, but that's also not the name of your podcast. It's Set the Record Straight, isn't it? I keep thinking it's Let the Record State. God
Let the Record State that that podcast is
Name
actually
is
called Set the Record
Straight.
Straight.
Can you set the record straight and let the record state that it's
that
not called Let the Record State?
That will be debuting in February.
Is that first week of February? Is that?
First week of February, first Tuesday.
Yep.
The logo is pretty much done.
Yep.
I just have to send it to you so we can start the merch for that.
Absolutely.
A nice merch campaign.
I dig it.
There was something else I wanted to touch on. I can't think of it right now. Fuck.
Set the record straight, Joe.
I tried, and now I can't think of it. I want to say it had to do with Chad's podcast.
The Colonels. The good old Colonels.
I don't know. Just go without me.
Okay. That was a man defeated right there. Yeah. What do you got? If you think of it,
yeah,
let us know before we wrap up here.
So I put out a podcast.
Oh,
Stole Joe's line.
He can do it. He can do it. He can do it now.
I hold on to it for like 2 weeks. It's like passing the baton back.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like
It's a relay race, Joe.
Right.
So this most recent episode, WECP, we interviewed
Two
Buff, all 275 pounds of pure muscle.
Is that a wildly exaggerated weight?
He's about
He's
a
like
buck
a buck
60.
60,
Yeah, I was gonna
dude.
say.
He's about a buck 60.
I've seen pictures of 2 Buff, and he is not 275.
No.
That is the leanest 275 I've ever seen, if that was the case.
Yeah, that's not healthy.
And Jerry has notified me we have signed another guest coming up possibly next Sunday.
Oh,
Josh Briggs, soon to be WWE superstar. He has, I believe Jerry has told me that he has signed and will be reporting to the Performance Center.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he'll be wrestling with new signees, Ricochet,
yeah.
War
so excited about
Machine, Warbeard Henderson. So it'll be really cool to talk to him. Jerry recently saw him at a NEW show, and
Wait,
he spoke to him.
War Machine, the tag team?
Yes,
They
they just
got
signed.
signed?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
Which one?
Warbeard?
Warbeard?
The fat guy with the beard who does like
Warbeard Henderson.
somersaults.
Springboards and shit.
Yeah.
We saw him. We saw him. We went to NEW.
Yeah, I've seen him twice. I saw him at XWA and NEW.
I remember what I was going to say.
There it is.
We suck, me and you.
Yeah.
And we never edited down the sports report, so that'll be
Oh, yeah.
a little late this week.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
Just a heads up to the sports report listeners.
Yeah. there was a drop ball in communication there.
Yep. Me and Dave suck. So
balled that one up.
That's why I forgot about it, because anytime I have to talk about how bad I am at something, I wipe it from my memory.
Yeah. That sucks.
So
I forgot about that. But yeah, we'll get that out. That'll be out tomorrow. Or it'll probably be like midday tomorrow when I get out of work or something.
And Paige is done.
Done.
She died?
No, like she's...
I'm back.
I'm back, damn it.
Hey, guys, back.
I'm back. Oh, my neck. My neck and my back.
My neck and my back.
Speaking of back.
Yeah.
Your back is not back.
Your back is not back.
She has re-injured her neck and no longer can be cleared to wrestle. So at 25 years old, we'll be shutting it down.
That's brutal. Yeah, that's awesome.
Or at least in the
See her
WWE.
at a strip club near you.
Well, I mean, she's been wrestling since she was 13, so you got to think she's been wrestling for
bumps.
I'm trying
for
to say,
12 years.
what else can she do?
She could be a manager if they could ever do that.
But I'm back.
Yeah, just keep screaming that. Huh?
She good enough on the mic for that?
Yeah, out of the women in the division right now, she's probably one of the better.
What do they call those?
Valets?
Ballet.
Yeah.
She could be a manager. She could be a sensational Sherry.
Yeah.
Scream and
Put her with
act
Ricochet. Because he's not going to talk.
Well, I mean, he can talk. He's not going to be Prince Puma.
Yeah. I guess I've never really heard him talk. So
he plays like a king character.
Really?
Yeah. He's
Yeah, he needs a queen.
He has one.
Queen Paige.
No. He's got one. It's Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, yeah.
She's in the WWE?
She is not signed to the WWE yet.
But you know who is? Paige.
Yeah, she's also
Wipe the goth
notoriously flirtatious with her co-wrestlers.
Yeah.
I would want her to be teamed up with somebody that,
Xavier Woods or
yeah, go ahead, do that. He's married now, so they
I feel like the WWE would not touch that ballet with that duo.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah.
No, that'd be amazing.
No.
No, I just think that he
They're
doesn't.
smarter than that.
One, he doesn't need it. Two, you could put if you want to do that, do it with his real life, relationship.
I'd be real upset if
she's actually a legit wrestler.
Not good in the WWE.
Nakamura. That's all I'll say.
Ooh.
They don't know what to do with him.
No.
And I have a big suspicion.
Yeah.
Omega's closer to signing than people think.
I think I'm there with you. Because
Jericho's coming back for the Raw, the 25th anniversary of Raw on Monday.
Really?
And he's been wrestling in Japan, so
right.
I think that's smoothing that over.
I like that. Yeah, I think that was a.
What if they gave Kenny?
That was a recruitment job.
What if they gave Kenny Omega the game's music, like Triple H?
It's time to play the game.
Yeah, because he's a gamer.
No,
get it? See?
I don't
See?
know.
I
would just straight up give him like gin and juice. Just let him like walking through the door.
I don't like either
of
those.
That doesn't fit.
I don't like either of those.
Well,
I don't like
better.
Triple H's music.
But he's a gamer.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Give him Rush. He's Canadian.
Oh yeah.
Just have him say A.
Why don't you just have game?
A.
Game. Do
Kenny Omega's coming to the ring now.
A.
That's what his music's gonna be.
I'm calling.
It's the Herd.
All right, guys. This is good. This is fun. The Celtics are getting their ass kicked by the Sixers right now.
Bow,
bow.
It's the Herd. Live on Fox Sports 1.
See, every time you say
Radio.
that, I want to say it's your herd with Purd. Purd happily here.
Purd happily.
What?
Parks and Rec.